I used to be somebody before that freak Ayuz sent his army south and ruined everything. We had a nice racket going on in the land of the Freelords, or what the rest of the Flanes calls the Bandit Kingdoms. We had a territory we ran, and we hustled and stole what we could from who we could. Sure, we fought amongst ourselves, and I'd just as soon stick my dagger into someone from the Freelords as anywhere else. But we always banded together when an outside force threatened all of our businesses. But all that changed when Ayuz came a-calling. Half of the Freelords joined forces with Ayuz to save their skins, and the other half got wiped out or sent packing to the other lands, or down into the rift. I was no hero, and neither were any of my mates. So after the massacre of Steelbone Meadows, we did what any guys in our situation would have done. We hightailed it out of there. The only problem is that everywhere we went, there were old enemies waiting. After finally getting corralled by the Urnst soldiers, I was left to rot in a dungeon, waiting for them to decide what to do with me. The way the gods look at us, I don't think we're gonna like what it is they have in store.
Now we can hear you at least. See, it was mostly just people just staring at me, looking at the computer, saying, "What the fuck?" Everybody should have audio now, Frank, and welcome. You might not be able to see them, but you know what? What can I tell you? Shit happens.
We can see Adam, and
that's the important thing. That's the important thing.
Yeah, because we drew straws, and we've decided he is the most attractive of the bunch. So
I also manipulated the straws, so there would be no way that I would lose because my psyche is so fragile. But we didn't
care because you're so good looking.
So.
Right, exactly. So anyway, let me go ahead and roll into the intro here while Adam works on that. Hello and welcome to Return to the Bandit Kingdoms. I will DM the Dungeon Master for this wonderful show. And you've come upon the second in the... there they are. You got it. Into the second episode of the interlude of... I don't know, what should we call this? Because this is like
the good guy escapades.
Yes, it's got to be the good guy.
Good guy
tangent. We lost it again, so you know.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking around.
Okay. So basically what it is last episode and this episode, this will be the concluding episode of it. We're having an interlude of, because there's so much going on in the Bandit Kingdoms and so much that's this story is actually touching on in different areas and things like that.
A good touch, though, not a bad touch.
It depends. If you like bad touches, we can do those too.
We're open. We're open to all sorts of shit. Really. It's like,
there's a reason.
Whatever keeps the viewers.
I wasn't expecting that. I don't disagree. I
guess. There's a reason I've had 4 fiancés and never been married. I'm just gonna say. Sometimes somebody needs touching.
And often they don't, which is what.
Okay.
All right, so where was I?
Often they don't.
Anyway, so basically what we're doing here is we're doing an interlude. We've gone and we focused on a group of good guys. Basically, these are guys that are working for the county of Urnst, Countess Belasica, and it's basically we're seeing some of the different things that are going on in the game from a different perspective. So we're just taking a little jaunt to another place. Now, if you've noticed, unfortunately, Michael's sick and he was not able to attend.
Gad. I'm sad that's the end of Gad with the. I mean, well, at least Michael's iteration of Gad with Axe.
Gad with Axe, yes. And depending on how things go, he very well could be back. These characters, by the way, I'm not just introducing a couple of characters just for the hell of it, and then we'll never see or they will not have any consequence anymore. Know that these characters, and there are future characters. I'm not going to say anything else about that. That will be introduced that are going to have something to do with the storyline. So
if we survive.
Exactly.
I
So
think the other
there is
characters
the
were more at risk of losing. But hopefully everybody likes these characters because the originals may not make it out alive.
Yeah, there is always that too. So
just in particular, really don't
yeah,
like him.
I'm concerned about him. I'm gonna miss him if he goes. But
I've been thinking about it quite a bit. It's keeping me up.
Gotcha.
2 weeks of this, and it's just having to wait and wait. What's going to happen to Silverwolf?
Right. So, all right. So, with that having been said, what I'll do is, Michael generally plays, at least for in this game, he would be playing Gad with Axe, which is essentially it's a turtle, which are not native to Greyhawk. I know if you're a Greyhawk purist, but I have interjected the turtle into this so that Michael could play him. But he is a turtle bard fighter, right?
Just swords.
Yeah.
I feel like Gad lied himself into existence. He just like said,
yeah,
that's what he did.
That was awesome, by the way. Very well done.
Okay, so with that having been
we're not going to get any better.
Let's go ahead.
Jairus has already set the bar too high.
Yeah,
that's your guys' job. That you got to.
Yeah, and I quit. I give up. I can't do it.
I'm gonna start playing Limbo. You set a high bar. I'm gonna bend over backwards and go under that shit.
All right, so why don't we go ahead and Jairus? Why don't you go ahead and tell everybody who you're playing and who you are?
So I'm Jairus. I usually play Raleigh or Morgan, but tonight I am playing Yogg. Yogg is a half-orc. He is a barbarian on paper, but really he's a monk. He's like a peaceful sort of dude. He's actually a good guy, unlike Raleigh, who thinks he's a good guy, but then will kill you and steal from you. Yogg really is like a peace-loving, worshipped Rao, who is just a god of reason and talking things out and mediation. Basically, he's like the god of mediation, and so that's Rao, or that's Yogg. He very much embodies that. But if things do get nasty, you just assume end it as quickly as possible, and that usually ends with a big great club to your noggin. And that's Yogg.
All right, Steve, go ahead.
Sure.
Ditto.
Steve, I normally play Wyndon. I am playing Altus Vatan right now, a human cleric for Palor, the sun and life god. He is a very skilled healer and medic, and that was where a lot of his focus was in his training. And now he's sort of on the road, just trying to help out whomever and however he can.
Excellent. All right, Adam.
I almost wasn't ready because I was expecting you to go to Michael.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway,
you can pretend like you're Mike.
You know what? I wouldn't do him justice. Mm-hmm. Hey, everybody. I'm Adam. I often play Silverwolf, the ranger / barbarian now. But tonight I'm playing Alar Moonbrook, a elven wizard, dressed all in white hair, pale skin. He's a good guy to a T. Well, I'll say that he follows the rules to a T. So if you give him some bad rules, he'll probably follow them anyway. But yeah, that's it.
All right, excellent. And we missed doing it last week, so I do apologize to the Fair Verona for who so diligently gives us this information. And you thought we weren't doing the word of the day, but we are. Okay, so
but this is episode 25, where all bets are off.
That's right. 25. We're a quarter of something.
We could rent a car.
100. We're a quarter of 100.
Thanks, Steve.
So, in celebration, that the word of the day is good. Okay. So in Italian, it's a bene, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Klingon,
Clearly.
it's quack.
Those Klingons really have a way with words, don't they?
Quack.
It's a beautiful language. The language of poetry.
You know, I would love to hear some.
Language, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's designed to intimidate your intended target into submission.
That's beautiful.
And in Sanskrit,
Sanskrit.
It is Sundara.
Sundara sounds lovely.
That's a great name.
Sundara is. I'm going to write that down because I'm going to have.
That's a great name.
When Silverwolf dies, my next character is going to be named Sundara.
Like a very good paladin, Sundara.
I was just going to say, like that feels like Steve's character should just be named Sundara, priest of Palor.
Right.
A little on the nose, I guess. It's got sun in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, something like that. All right, so let me go ahead and I'll jump into the recap of what happened here. So in the last episode, I don't even know what to call you guys. The other guys are the press ganged opportunists.
We don't have a name.
No, the good guys.
The good guys, yeah.
The good guys.
The Dudley Do-Goods.
Dudley.
Right?
Yeah.
Dudley Do-Goods.
Okay.
Why Dudley? I got really hung up on Dudley there.
We're just the Dudleys.
So these the characters, the good guys here, basically, like I said, they work for. I guess you have to understand that the county of Urnst and the Duchy of Urnst during the Greyhawk Wars were not actually involved in them. They were. It's not so much. Well, they were. They were neutral. They were preparing for war, and if they needed to, they would have went to war, but they did not. But unlike the Duke Karl and the Duchy of Urnst, Countess Belasica of the County of Urnst is extremely active in trying to help the area in a covert kind of way. She's sunk money and troops secretly into 10. She supplied money and troops into the retaking of the Shield Lands and Crit Wall. And these... because they're essentially mercenaries, but they're mercenaries for a cause, and that's essentially what these good guys were. They'd taken up the banner of going and helping out in different areas through being hired by the county, who sets them on their general ways. So what happened last week is they were here in the county of Urnst. They were in Radagast City, the capital of the county, and there they had met Inspector Schult, and basically they were getting some background information into something that they were going to want them to look into. Now, basically, they were taken to an area and shown a room where obviously rituals had been being conducted, where people's souls were being sucked out of their bodies and put into little clay jars. Now, this room was full of hundreds and hundreds of these different things, and this is. And we can say this without it being a spoiler. If you had go back to the earlier episodes of the stream, the main characters had their souls ripped out. So this is all tying back into that, and were forced to go into the Bandit kingdoms to go and disrupt Ayuz's goings on for a short period of time, so that they could get their souls back eventually. So this is kind of taking place during that time period when the other heroes were out there. So they found out that the fellow who, while they were there, some of these little clay jars, which have wicks out of it, and they're sort of like an oil lamp, and they're lit with a wick on top, and all of these were lit. A couple of these, 3 of them, went out while they were in there, and as they went out, these spirit smoke shadowy things came out and attacked them from each one, and they theorized that it was the departing souls that were within the in those urns. From there, they went and were introduced to Tobold Gurner. Now, Tobold Gurner, the whole reason that the county had found out all this different stuff was happening within their own borders, and people were being recruited and having this happen to them and shipped off, was because Tobold Gurner was hiring some of the locals, who eventually their tongues wagged and they followed up. Tobold Gurner is essentially the guy who's been facilitating everything. He wasn't behind it, but they were using his places. They were using his business connections. He was a businessman here in the county of Urnst. The good guys went over to his cell and were talking to him about it, and they were questioning him. And they were questioning him on the behest of Warna's Starcoat, one of the Circle of Eight, who was actually here and met them because whatever's happening has drawn the attention of higher powers. As they were doing a interrogation of Tobal Gurner with the use of a Circle of Truth, in come some of these very strange-looking gray-skinned elves, and the gray-skinned elves assassinate Tobal Gurner and then make their way away. After that, the good guys were told that they were going to be needed to be sent to on a mission to Stoink in the Bandit Kingdoms, because the last batch of poor souls that I always do that. Poor individuals who had lost their souls were supposed to be going to Stoink to meet a fellow by the name of Axe Beak, and where we left off, they were in the house of Ambassador Talvin, who is one of the representatives of the county of Urnst. He's like a minor politician of some sort, and so that's where we're picking up. You guys have finished your meal. Now, Warna's Starcoat actually shows up at this meal, because the last time that you guys had seen him, you were in the prison cell. He shows up. He was going to help with the interrogation of this guy. Somebody comes running in and says, we think we found the gnome Ballister, which was somebody who was working with
the one who stole our souls, the original characters.
Correct. It was the and so Warner Starcoat then gives you a scroll of the Zone of Truth and leaves and asks you to interrogate him. That was the last time you seen him. So he shows up here at the dinner with you guys, with Talvin and Inspector Schult. And so what we'll do is we'll pick up, everybody's around the table, dinner's done. So basically you're smoking pipes, chewing on some, I don't know, after dinner chew on things, whatever the hell would be served at a fancy thing.
I just sit there looking at everybody, making them uncomfortable.
Wait, you know what? I should ask Steve, because I bet Steve knows. So what would be served after a meal as sort of like something to chew on? What would something like that be?
After a meal to chew on?
Yeah, don't they have that sort of thing? You know, sort of just like...
I mean, there's a drink.
Well, I mean, you could eat like apples or something.
Apples it is. No, there's an...
There's a bowl of...
Like cinnamon sticks? You just kind of...
Yeah, pretty potent, but...
Yeah.
Just not.
Can you see my complete ignorance when it comes to fine dining? So you guys are sitting around the table doing your things, and I'm
literally just sitting there with my arms, my hands clasped in my lap, just waiting for a polite time to excuse myself and start this mission.
Right. So Talvin, well, he's been informing you of essentially what's going to be going on. So he's okay, so we got the information from the guys that we freed that were getting ready to leave and go into the Bandit Kingdoms, and they had said that they were supposed to go to Stoink and meet some fella named Axe Beak, and they were supposed to meet him at the old temple of Hextor. Now, Hextor he's essentially, just think of him as an evil war god. I mean, his jacket is a little bit more in depth than that, but that's essentially what he is. Okay. And Warren says, yeah, so after this evening, in the morning, after you gentlemen have gotten yourselves together, I will go ahead. I shall teleport you to the outskirts of the city.
Well, thank you. That saved so much time.
Yes. Yes, of course I would.
Yes, and it appears time is of the essence.
Yes, and he is sitting basically across the table from LR, and he like
Alar.
Isn't that what I said?
No.
LR.
You haven't gotten it right
Al,
Yeah. So he's sitting across the table from Alan. Yeah, he called Silver Fox for a while. So he reaches over and he extends a scroll to you. He goes, "This is another. This is a scroll of teleportation. It will allow you to hurry up and get back quick once your mission is completed. I mean, you'll be behind enemy lines, and so a quick departure would be advantageous, to say the least."
Understood. And thank you for thinking of our well-being. However, we know going into this that their danger awaits, and we are welcoming of it.
Well,
yes.
I say this as someone who didn't get hit at all last session, so...
Yes, but the main objective is we would like to get this Axe Beak fellow and bring him back.
Understood. An extraction mission. We've done this before.
Excellent. Very well. Well, I wish I could stay, but I do have other pressing matters. I will be informed when you return. And Warnes gets up, gives like a little bow, a little wave, and he actually leaves out the door. Talbot goes, "Well, rooms have been prepared for you for this evening. So if you need anything, just let me know. And yes, my manservant," he points over. There's some dude that's standing in the corner. You just kind of like noticed him on the far side of the room. We'll Alfred, of course. We'll show you to your rooms when you're ready. If you don't mind, the inspector and I have some matter of things to deal with as well. So, and then they say their goodbyes and they leave as well. So, is there anything that you fellas would like to do before you leave?
So Yag is going to go talk to Alfred, and he just goes up and he goes, "So I have met many servants named Alfred. You must tell me, is that your real name, or is that just what they call you?"
Well, it's not my real name. My real name's actually Gregory, but for some reason, the master prefers to just call me Alfred.
Gregory Pennyworth, perchance?
Yes, you are correct. Avoiding all lawsuits.
All right. That's more common than not.
Yes.
Most Alfreds are Gregories.
Yes, very much so. All right. So, is there anything else that you gentlemen wanted to do before the evening?
Gregory,
Or the morning?
what can you tell me about is that Calvin? Is that the guy that is?
You're kind of breaking up on the side there, Jared.
AT&T? I'll try see if this helps.
All right, it's better now. A little bit. Maybe I lied. Now you're frozen. It's actually far worse than it was before.
Okay. If he could talk, though, it would have been awesome.
I bet it was great. I bet it was really great stuff.
Am I back?
Now you are, yeah.
Yeah, we totally hear you. Not a problem.
Gregory, what can you tell me about is it Talvin? Really? I can't believe I got that name right.
You did?
I thought it was like, no, it's Andrew. What can you tell me about Talvin? Is he a good man?
Oh, he's the best. He's the best employer I've ever worked for. I've served many over the years. Actually, my previous master, he died about 5 years ago. Massive heart attack, stroke, something along those lines. And ever since I've come to work for him, I've been quite pleased.
It's good. I always say you can tell much more about a man by how he treats his inferiors than he does his equals.
I do believe you just called me an inferior, sir.
Well, my dear boy, you are a servant. He didn't mean that as an insult, just as a social standing, of course.
Oh, I understand. So he didn't intend to hurt my feelings.
No. Keep in mind, there is still some of the animal within.
All right. Shall I show you gentlemen
because
to your room?
Because he's a fucking half-orc. Get it?
Please. Thank you.
I think racism trumps what I did.
Right? I would agree with that.
Even as a good guy, Adam he hates them orcs.
I can't get it. Yeah, I can't buy into the whole orc business. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right, so basically, unless you guys have something else that you're looking to do, what'll end up happening here is that you'll be given rooms for the night. You'll spend the evening, wake up in the morning. There's servants that are waiting for you outside your doors. So as you start to get up for the morning, they help you get prepared, take you down to they take you down basically into this room again. You get fed, and then after you're done, you're taken outside into the courtyard, and in the courtyard is Ambassador Talvin, and Warna's Starcoat is there too. Inspector Schalt is not to be seen though. Oh, very well. If you gentlemen are ready, I shall transport you to outside of Stoic. You will be just within sight of the city itself. Too close, I think, would be too conspicuous. So,
of course, tally-ho.
All right, very well then. And he does his mumbo jumbo, waves his hands in the air, shimmering of gold light surrounds you guys, and it flashes, and then there's like kind of a discombobulated sort of feeling, and the images swirl in front of your face like a bad 60s acid trip, and then when it comes back into focus, you're standing on some hilly grasslands. Within the distance you can see the city of Stoink. Now, Stoink, just to put in perspective, is roughly half the size of Rookroost. So it's not, I mean, it's a city. It is a walled city too, but it's just not as big as, like, if you were to take that whole outside layer of Rookroost away, you would have Stoink.
Okay. So there's no poor people in Stoink. We took that outside layer away.
You got it. It's all
class and above.
Yes. Well, as you guys
and
start
again,
to,
you're classist,
right?
I mean,
these characters are not so good. Apparently, they still have their faults.
I'm not saying they behave in any sort of way. The caste system is the class system. I didn't make it up.
Yeah, it just exists, man. I mean, it's like a pseudo medieval world.
Roost with the poor people on the outside. That's a thing.
Yeah, that's Rookroost. So as you guys start to make your way towards, are you doing anything special or no? I mean, you just heel toeing it, I would assume.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
I don't know that we're, and maybe we should discuss this, but I don't know that we're ones that, I mean, just looking at us, except for maybe Altus, who looks fairly normal. It doesn't seem like we, unless we have to, sneak in and out of places. Like, we almost want to get noticed, it seems.
Well, that's completely up to you. One thing for sure is, surprisingly, Gad with Axe has been really quiet, which is totally unlike him. Generally he's talking about, so did I ever tell you the time when I went to so-and-so city?
We gagged him before the teleportation.
But Gad sticks out pretty much wherever he goes.
Something has happened. Thank you, Jenny-O94, for following Return to the Bandit Kingdoms here on Wicked Studios LLC on Twitch.tv.
Thank you, Jenny.
First time he's ever done that. You know, we don't usually
I've
get
never
out the
called that
special
out. Yeah, I'm
name.
just so excited. To
I
hear that.
have to say though, it's Jenny J-O. So wouldn't that be Jenny Joe?
I like to think it's like Swedish.
How do you
Yo.
fuck up every name? I get that.
You know,
Joe, man, come on. This
you would think
It's true.
you would think a vegetarian wouldn't see something and think turkey. Jenny O.
Yeah, I've got none of these rights. The problem is that my screen is a little different today. It's smaller. My vision sucks. I only wear my glasses when I'm playing Madden because I don't like to lose.
Keep the excuses coming. So far, we haven't heard a good one.
But yeah, I have literally fucked up everybody's name,
His
every
excuse is
follower.
vanity.
Anyway,
Yes.
but also, I mean, maybe it was again like the Swedish or Norwegian, the sound of the J, which is a yo, J-O, like Bjorn. It's not Bjorn.
But only the second J, not the first one.
Yeah. All right, fair point.
I guess what we're trying to say in the roundabout
Obviously, the
way
name is Yenny
Hi,
Yo.
Jenny.
Yenny Yo, it's
this
great.
is what you can expect.
Yeah. Hey, but we are consistent. Like anytime somebody follows us, we do take time to butcher their name for a little while.
Yeah.
It's true.
So it's sort of how we show love, I guess.
Yeah, we're staying on brand.
Yeah.
That's
There you
true.
go. All right, well that's good. Okay. So I was saying about Gadwood Axe. So he sticks out pretty much anywhere because he's a turtle.
Right.
And
right.
people don't see turtles, and basically where Gadwood Axe is from is down south. He's not from the
It's from
basically
Mississippi.
Yeah, he's not from the Flanness where you guys are at right now. His people come from like Hepmanaland and shit like that, way down south, like another continent. So he's people see him and it's always a double take. So to answer your question, I guess you don't sneak into places,
Yeah. And I also feel like we're very confident on our abilities.
Yeah.
Doing
Sure,
what's
why not?
right.
Mhm. So I guess with that having been said, you guys are just walking
Yeah,
towards.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
we're
Okay.
confidently walking out to the gates of
Okay,
this
so-
evil city.
Sure, it'll be fine.
It's again. It was. It's the weather is pretty much continuing from when you were down in Radagast. It's still, like I said, it's starting to get towards. It's no longer early autumn. It's starting to get towards a little bit later. So there is definitely a definite chill in the air, but there's no snow and it is sunny. Okay, so it is cold. You guys do have like warm clothes on. Gadwood Axe definitely has. Normally he just wears slippers, like he said, but he's got like different furs that are wrapped around him because he don't do the cold too well.
So instead of my white cape, I would have a white cloak.
There you go. Yeah. So as you guys make your way, you're making your way towards Stoink. You notice first off, the general disheveled look of Rookroost as you came upon it. Stoink doesn't have that same look. There are some shacks, and you can tell that there are refugees that are here, but even the shacks look to be in a more orderly and more put together fashion than Rookroost is. Rookroost kind of radiates seediness, desperation, and lawlessness. You know what I mean? Stoink, if it were to radiate a person, it would be a mob boss, if that makes any sense. Okay. As you guys make your way towards the gate, there's definitely a lot of people who are paying attention to you, right? One of the things that you first notice as you start to come in within sight of the gate itself, there's only like 4 guys that you can tell are manning the gate, and there's nobody at the gate itself. They're on the walls above the gate and just kind of looking down. And they've watched you coming at first. As you guys are walking, you can see them up there bullshitting and blah, blah, blah. And they like take a look over at you, and then they kind of like do a double take. And then they're watching, and they wait until you get into earshot. And one of the guys, they're dressed in, they look like mercenaries. They don't really have any type of like uniformity to them as far as, there's a crest on or anything like that. But they do look like, they're all wearing armor. You can tell that they're probably armed, sort of thing. And this guy like leans over the parapet, and he sort of looks like the Frenchman from Monty Python.
Who's got the coconuts?
Yeah, pardon me. It's I had to say, but what are you? And he points at Gad with Axe. Now, who wants to talk for Gad with Axe? I talk for everybody else, so somebody else is going to fill in for Michael here.
He doesn't need to. We just look at him and be like, Gad, hit it. And he just rips into the greatest fucking guitar solo ever.
You know what? That just reminded me. I need to do something here. Let me go to. Okay, so who's going to take part with Gad when things start happening? I'm going to give you access to.
Who wants it?
I feel like that's a Steve thing. I don't know why. That's just what's calling to me.
So this is what happens when you're the responsible guy, Steve.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'll be right back. I was trying to make it to the break, but I'm not even close. So.
Okay, go ahead.
Godspeed, sweet prince.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm assuming he's peeing, so.
Yeah, otherwise there's some sort of other emergency.
Right? Okay.
So
make sure. Oh, it helps if I put it on the right thing. There we go. Okay, so yeah, he looks over and he points down, and so is that what happens? Does Gad just start ripping it on his?
Sure.
I'm looking at a sheet right now, so just give me 1 second.
Yeah, not a problem. Because the French guy's going. Is it? What was he doing? Come on, I can't be the only Monty Python fan here.
Your mother smells of elderberries.
Yeah, it's a different guy. Isn't it?
No, it's the same
guy.
No,
that's the same guy. Yeah.
Guy, man.
Yeah.
He kind of just bows and says, I'm surprised my reputation hasn't preceded me. I am Gad with Axe. And he kind of flourishes his axe a little bit.
Say, we are a traveling band of vaudevillians. We search food and drink, and I look over to Aldous, and what do other commoners do?
Okay,
Aldous
now
kind of just looks back horrified because he can't play an instrument.
So there's two groups. Like I said, there's 4 guys on the wall. There's 2 on one end, and then on the other side of the wall, like in between where the gate would be, there's another set of guys. And the guy who's the French guy looks down at the other guys on the other end. He goes, "Can you believe this? They're trying to tell us they're vaudevillians. That son of a bitch right there has the similar row on his shirt." And then the other guy goes, "I know, right?" I mean, why lie to us? We're just asking simple questions.
No, my dear fellow, it's all part of the act.
You are familiar with Rao. It's okay. Guys, they are familiar with Rao.
Of course we're familiar with Rao.
Allow us, Henry. We've been traveling for some time, and we look for a place to rest and to, what do? Eat, drink? We eat and drink, yes, of course.
Well, that sounds like the most boring show I would ever have to see.
Well, that's not part of the show. That's just part of life.
So what are you here to do today in Stoink?
Honestly, sir, this is kind of just part of a stopover. We are just on the road, and this is the biggest town or city around. So,
good sir, you have my word that we seek only to bring peace and love to your fine city. We are not troublemakers.
They start laughing at that. They go, "Well, if you don't want to tell us, that's fine. That's no problem.
If in fact you like trouble, then we can provide all sorts of trouble, whatever you prefer. We're."
Oh, this one here has got an attitude. You see this here? We just told him he could go into the city, and he was trying to pick a fight. All right, go on with yourselves. Where are you going to be staying in case we want to come and watch you eat and drink?
Do you have a recommendation?
Yes, the three-toed sloth. Because I can't think of a better one at the moment.
It sounds delightful. Is the service quick there? Or?
No, it's terrible. That's why it's called the sloth. The real name of the place is the red chicken.
Well, all right then. Thanks for your hospitality.
All right. Have a good day.
Side note, never eat anywhere called the Red Chicken.
Right?
I'll tell you what.
I'd take my chicken medium rare, please. Pink on the inside.
The Red Rooster in Harlem is one of the best places to go to eat and for music anywhere in the world.
The Red Rooster.
The Red Rooster in Harlem.
Okay, next
so
time
it's like
I'm in
a lot
Harlem.
of like yodeling. That's what
No.
Jazz
and blues, but no yodeling.
As we walk in, I look at Halo. I'm like, why were you lying to? We could have just said we're just coming here for business.
I don't know. This is a terrible place, and I don't know how to act among bandits and brigands.
What?
Just
That's bad.
Now, here's the thing. You've been in the Bandit Kingdoms before.
And I've never known how to act among them.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Have any of you guys been to Stoink before? Because Stoink is, unlike other places in the Bandit Kingdoms, where there's a lot of lawlessness and things along these lines, Stoink is probably one of the, when it comes to bandits, okay, like Dimmery is very ordered and they're very religious, you know what I mean? And it's a very boring place. You would never want to be there to just have fun. But when you're talking about places that have like actual bandits, like the guys that live here, they're all bandits. Stoink is very orderly, very well run. There's not.
These are the type A bandits.
This is like, well, when I say it permeates the mob, you don't fuck around in the mob's place.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's because Boss Renfus, who's the guy who runs this city, runs it with an iron grip. And one thing that you know, either if you've been here or not, you notice by coming in, you definitely notice that there is a distinct absence of anything Iusian here.
Okay.
Now, Stoink's big claim to fame is they're essentially gun runners. They deal and trade in weapons, and they provide weapons to anybody who needs them. So that's their big thing, and it's one of the reasons why the theory is that Stoink has pretty much been left alone, because they've been all about supplying weapons to Iusians going into 10 and what have you. So that's the general the feel you get of this place. Okay, it's like I said, it's not dirty. It's not like Rookroos is a dirty place. Okay, Stoink is not. Granted, it has some dirt to it, but it's pretty orderly. So,
Sure.
All right. So now you guys are you've come in through the gate. Where are you going?
Do we know where to find Axe Beak?
Mm-hmm. Does anybody remember?
Oh no.
I clearly don't, because I asked.
Obviously, you don't listen to my NPCs. I just had them recap it for you, but that's okay. In the abandoned temple of Hexter.
That's right.
That's Hexter. That's where he came in. Yeah.
I was too much thinking like, okay, Hexter, evil god, commit that.
Yeah. I even wrote down evil war god, but I didn't write down find Axe Beak there.
Yes. Now, here's one thing that has been pretty much synonymous around throughout the Bandit Kingdoms. Other gods are suppressed. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter. Like Hexter is a god of, like I say, if for all intents and purposes, if you're gonna hang an alignment on him, he's an evil god of battle. So he's all about battle for the wrong reasons, But you would think that maybe something like that could coexist with the Iusians, but the Iusians don't play that. They either shut you down and convert you, or they kill you. It's like there is only one god, and that's Ius, because Ius is a demigod. Okay,
and you said
a real god.
You said that there's not a lot of or any apparent Iusian symbology around at all.
No, not at all. And it's like the people that you see here you see a lot of people that are obvious transplants from different parts of the Bandit Kingdoms. Okay, a lot of these places that fell and stuff, they had refugees. Now, they just have a better class of refugee than say like Rook Roost did.
So obviously I'm the most normal looking out of my party, but does anyone seem to be reacting to my symbols of Palor at all? Am I getting any weird looks from that I can tell?
You guys are getting weird looks from a lot of people. Go ahead and roll me perceptions. It's not
I forgot
just
about
you.
all the Palor iconology. All of us.
Palor,
pretty,
Yogg is getting a lot of looks too. It's not because half orc blends right in. He's wearing a big old white heart on his chest.
That's persuasion. Can I keep this roll? It was a natural 20. I just hit the wrong button. I'm like, why do I have a -1 to perception? I'll roll another perception. All right. That's not bad. It was a 19, so I got one less. It's still a 24.
There you go.
Well, you have to be more perceptive than Raleigh.
Okay.
Jesus. Yogg is perceptive. What's with the...
Hey, you're consistent, dude, because it's like you've pretty much failed on all the rolls where you've got bonuses so far.
I know, right?
Okay, so definitely Altus and Alar. Did I say it right that time?
You got it perfect that time.
Alar. Alan. You guys...
What are you doing?
You guys
Alan?
notice that you're starting to be tailed. So, and it's essentially.
Can we tell by whom?
You're assuming it's some of the guards, because the guys most of the people that are in the streets are not armored up. There's some people that got a sword or a dagger, sort of thing. But there's like a group of 3 guys that are kind of like staying back, and they're shadowing you, but they're not being inconspicuous in their shadowing. Right. Hold on a second, guys. Go ahead and talk among yourself. Somebody just knocked on my door. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Why don't we take a quick break so Adam can also pee? Wait, I can do the break. I'm in charge today. We're gonna take a little bit of an early break, everybody.
It's knocking on his door at 10 o'clock at my time.
I don't know.
It's too late.
It is too late. I agree.
Generally, knocks on your door at that time later aren't usually a good thing if you don't know.
I put up the thing already, but
I would just be like, no.
We're taking. I didn't even get to go to the bathroom.
Not coming.
Now everyone's back.
I'm back, but here's the thing. Oh my God! I was like, who the hell is knocking?
Who was knocking at your door? Avon, Jehovah's Witness. It's a package. Oh, you got.
Let's see.
Avon.
A D&D book, maybe, because I got mine today.
No, they're saying it's supposed to show up tomorrow.
I got mine today.
The Ravnica?
Ravnica and the the second Waterdeep one.
Yeah, you'll have to let me know how that is, because I'm kind of wondering. So here's the unveil. I got.
Oh, what is that?
Yeah, help me out here. The Sinister Secrets
of Saltmarsh.
Oh, is this a little tease?
Yeah, I can't say anything, but yeah.
It's a little tease.
So,
that's all we're going to say.
But I will say this much. So this is actually, and this is Adam.
You can say this while I go to the bathroom. I won't be able to talk because I'm going to be urinating somewhere else.
Go ahead.
Here.
Well, somebody will pick up on.
Do 2 things at once.
Yeah, just get a bottle, dude. Somebody will pick up on it. And so this is actually from Drive-Thru RPG. This is one of their print-on-demands. This is not an original.
Right.
Because
it looks way too shiny to be an original.
Yeah, and there's no way I'm dropping 40 bones on there. But this is pretty... It's very nice. I've been very pleased with everything that I get from them. The only drawback there ever is to their stuff is maps, really. But and that's if the maps were originally supposed to be pulled out. But aside from that, man, I have been very happy with everything that I've gotten so far from their printing at Drive-Thru RPG. And Drive-Thru RPG too also did. Here, I'll plug it since I'm plugging shit. That's where, right here.
Mermaid's Blessing.
The Mermaid's Blessing was actually printed through them as well. So this is where Adam normally would say.
Drive-Thru RPG if you'd like to be a sponsor. Although this time it was actually prefaced by something positive rather than something negative. So
that's true. That's very true. Okay, sorry about that, guys. All right, so what did I miss there after when I went and answered the door? Did somebody have a question or?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I was just gonna say we should start looking for like an obvious tavern or inn as our first point of just so we have a base established and then go from there. But
okay, so you guys gonna go then to the?
No, we're being tailed still, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was saying,
and they're not being inconspicuous about it either. They're letting you know that you're being watched.
That's fine.
I think we should go to like an inn or a tavern just to like kind of
Would any of you guys mention that to me, or you just keep it to yourselves if you notice?
Oh, I'll say we're being tailed, my dear boy. We should probably, I agree with Altus, which is why we're talking about stopping at the tavern, and maybe try to appear to be a normal common folk in this place.
I agree.
Yeah.
And he turns around and starts walking towards the guys who are tailing him.
Oh, wait, he's going the other way.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. And he, Yag just heads over to the guys who are tailing them.
Is there a place I could sit, like a bench on the side of the road, or am I going to have to stand and watch?
There's a stoop. There's a stoop. Yeah.
I'm not going to sit on a stoop. I'm wearing white pants.
You have prestidigitation. What are you worried about? Oof, it's clean. It's like, I wish that I lived in the D&D world when my kids were small. That's all I'm going to say. Right? Think about it, Adam. It's like,
man, my house is so good with some prestidigitation and mending.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Okay. So you go walking up to the three guys. Now they're standing there, and as you start walking up, they don't seem to get nervous or anything. They're actually smiling at you, and one of them says, "Hey, how's it going? What's your name?"
My name is Yag.
Hey, Yag, how's it going?
It's good. Good. Is there something I can help you gentlemen with?
No, nothing at all. So, you worship Bro, huh?
I do.
Good.
It turned my life around. I was in a very dark place, and he showed me that I didn't have to live that way.
My cousin, he also went to some of them classes. It's a 12-step row class is what they call it. And he said it changed his entire life.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a great for your core, the rowing. It's very good. But if you gentlemen need anything, I believe we're going to be at the Three-Toed Sloth. I'm happy to help you in any way that I can, and that's where you can find us.
Right.
I turn to Aldous and I say, next time remind me not to tell him when we're being followed.
The guy
it's been a few weeks and I forgot.
Said hello to you when he came up and he goes, Three-Toed Sloth. Yeah, that's what they call the red chicken because the service is so slow. Oh, right.
Okay. Oh, it's the same place?
It's like, yeah, all right,
I'm going to be so disappointed when I get there.
Doing our job. We keep an eye on the city and folk and what have you. So
that's good. That's a noble job. There's a lot of people here that seem to need protecting, and I don't see a lot of guards. Are you guys short-staffed, or is the city just that well run?
It's just that well run, sir.
My hat's off to you. It seemed like a wonderful job.
You two, Yag, right? That was
Yag. That's me.
Yag. Nice to meet you, Yag. Nice to meet you.
It was a pleasure, gentlemen.
Excellent. And then they just, when you leave, they just watch you go back, and they go back to like talking amongst themselves, but while they're talking, their eyes remain on you guys.
Sure.
That's fine. We're probably used to it.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys going to...
Super nice guys. I didn't get their names though.
They probably wouldn't have given you their real names anyway.
No. But they're just doing their jobs.
Operate with nicknames.
I take it you guys, like Axe Beak. I take it you guys stop somebody along the way and ask where the.
Yeah, I thought they point us in that direction already, but if not, then we'll ask somebody where we're going.
Yeah. So somebody definitely points you to where the red. Red chicken.
We're staying at the Three-Toed Sloth. Where is that?
And it takes when you say that, it's the same thing. The person goes, Three-Toed. Oh, you mean the red chicken? Yeah. Okay. And then they tell you where where it's at. So you guys go now. It's obvious that there's a keep in here in Stoink, but it's not sort of like in Rook Roost at the center. There was definitely a fortified part of city. In Stoink, on a little bit higher ground, there is a small keep, but it is definitely part of like a palace more than it is for security's sake, if that makes sense. You guys traveling, you do notice that as stuff closer to the gates and whatnot is mostly merchant stuff, and then as you go in, you go to basically what would be considered more middle class, and you find the red chicken. The red chicken itself is a very average looking type of establishment.
Sure.
It's got a decent sized common room, a bar. It actually acts as an inn too, and there's people upstairs. And there's one thing that you notice about the wait staff. They're all pretty obese in their size. There's a bartender that's obese. I hate that word. Healthy. They're very healthy. And the thing is they're not like like moving slow or anything in their movements, but it takes a little extra for them to navigate through the people sitting at the one lady serving food kind of like scooches by, and her big old butt like bumps into a guy, and he like kind of like spills a little bit of his drink or whatnot. And you can see that everybody that's there, that's part of the serving staff, they're extremely talkative and very friendly. So like when she did that, she's like, "Oh honey, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?" And she gets out of, she's wiping off his face and wipes, and says, it's like, and then like that turns into like a 5-minute story that she tells.
Why I'm glad that I was young and skinny when I was a waiter and not an old fat guy like I am now.
We gotta ask those kids.
Yeah. Easier to navigate through the tables.
I've always been chubby, so fuck you. I don't know that skinny part.
The word is rotund.
Yes.
That's what you're looking for.
That makes me
there's
sound
a
like
big gap between healthy and obese, so we need to.
There's a middle ground there somewhere. Yeah.
Rotund is good. I like that. We're gonna go with that. Okay, so you guys come in, and there is an empty table for simplicity's sake.
All right, sure. We'll sit down.
Sure.
Okay, cool. All right, you sit down, and then after about 10 minutes, somebody comes over, asks if they can get you something to drink. It's a very busty and extremely curvaceous lady with dark hair, very curly dark hair, balled up on top of her head. It's like it was tried to be put together into some sort of like semblance, but it's kind of like exploded, and it's just like a Muppet up there, So
for anybody from New York watching, it's a typical diner waitress.
Hi, fellas. What can I get for y'all?
Hello. Thank you. Do you have orange juice here?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, that's fine. How about just a water for now, please?
Oh, you want water? It's kind of dirty, but I can get you some.
Yes, I would.
What about the rest of y'all?
I'd also like a water, but with a second cup, please. Empty.
Okay, 2 cups and only one with water?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and what about you, Bigot? She's looking at you.
I'll have whatever you'd recommend.
I'll bring you 2. She winks at you, and she
goes,
goes,
I would love, do you happen to have any sautéed mushrooms and asparagus, perhaps?
No. We got some mutton. You want some mutton? I'll bring you some mutton.
I don't think
Oh,
I
good sakes alive. What is this thing? I ain't never seen, you look like a big old turtle.
Hello, I'm Gad with Axe. I once ate an entire restaurant's worth of food in one go, but for today I'll just settle with a salad.
That's actually not true. He ate the entire restaurant.
Well, we ain't got no salad, so I'll bring you some mutton too. Okay, I'll be back. And she turns around and she leaves.
Huh.
Okay.
Delightful, really.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit worried about the water. I wish I had prepared a.
Yeah, see, I always carry with me a thin cloth where I can strain the water into another glass.
It's a good idea. It's a good
Yeah.
idea.
I mean, I've heard of those magic cloths
drink
that
water and stoink.
Yeah,
it's just a thin handkerchief.
well, you know, I've heard of these cloths that filter out bacteria. I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
I brought a Brita filter with me.
Right?
Oh, that magic straw. You guys have seen that magic straw, right? It's insane.
Totally.
You watch it like you put a straw into like a mud puddle and you drink, and it just filters it as you drink, and it's clean water. It's gonna like save the world.
I hope
incredible.
so. You know what? Actually, that's really cool for like if you're going camping. I would definitely want one of those.
Well, that's it. They sell it for that.
Or if you live in
they're working with like a charity thing. So like every one they sell, they donate 3 to like Africa. You know, these people like at places where people don't have access to clean water.
Right.
Nice.
Like Detroit.
Apparently.
Flint. That's I need to get my.
I mean, Detroit's probably not much better.
Yeah, well, you know, everybody moved out, and then all the hipsters moved in. So I hear it's a lot better replaced.
Tell you what, the worst water I've ever seen.
Hipsters didn't fix the pipes,
and this is coming from a guy who lives in New York, used to live in the Bronx. The worst water is in South Beach in Miami. Doesn't matter where you like in like really nice areas of there. Like the water has like stuff moving inside of it. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
You can't drink from the tap.
Nope.
Yeah, I bet because the water table there is so high, it just you can't. It probably seeps into all the aquifers or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's awful. Yeah.
Okay, so
water
not just a word of the day. You also get science
and a safety tip for.
If you're traveling, don't drink the water in South Beach.
Yeah, South Beach
So
is a lot of fun. There's plenty of other things to drink, luckily.
Yeah.
Most of it's alcoholic, so whatever's in there dies.
Yeah. Okay, so a good 15 minutes go by, and I'm assuming you guys are talking amongst yourselves. And
I just want to take a look around the room, see if I mean I'm assuming other people have noticed us and are looking at us. But
the entire place, everywhere you guys go, everybody's watching you.
Right,
and
we're used to that, but
depending on where you're at, like when you guys are in Radagast City, it wasn't that big a deal. You know, people are used to seeing worshipers of Pelor walking around. Somebody who's just "I love Roe" T-shirt thing going on. You know, it's like people are used to that stuff. Not in the Bandit Kingdom.
Right. But in our travels, I imagine we're typically, especially walking around with a fucking giant turtle man.
Yeah, that pretty much is the kicker right there. So basically, those 3 guards that were shadowing you. Just a couple of minutes after you guys come in and take your seats, they come into the place and they go up to the bar and they get drinks and they're all just kicking it there against the bar, drinking, you know, just keeping an eye on you and talking amongst themselves, sort of thing.
Yog would give them a kind of like a wave, when they
and they'll give you they'll raise their glasses to you, sort of thing.
When the waitress does eventually come back,
she does. After 15 minutes, she comes back. She has a big, huge platter, and she sets down 2 glasses in front of you, both filled with water. She gives you a big old plate of really greasy-looking mutton. Everybody gets a plate of really greasy-looking mutton. And then, Altus, you get 2 glasses of water. Yag, you get 2 big mugs of, which is obviously ale. And she puts it's not a salad, but it's definitely greens. It's almost as if they went into the backyard and pulled up a
weeds,
bunch of, weeds and sticks, different stuff, and put it in a bowl. And they brought that for Gad, and they gave him 2 waters.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great.
There you go, fellas.
You said you didn't have salad on the menu. That's very kind.
I know, we was able to find it for him, Sugar. Isn't that the best? Okay,
Thank you.
And this ale is fantastic.
I know. And she kind of bumps into you, and you're pretty sure it was on purpose. But not in a I'm trying to make you spill your drink, but it's
flirtatious way.
That's my hip bumping up against you there, big boy. So it's like,
again,
okay.
If you've been in a New York diner, you've experienced this.
That'll just be
course.
1 gold piece for all y'all.
I'll hand her a gold.
Thank
although
you,
I'm
honey.
not eating or drinking any of this shit, but I will hand her a gold.
That's great. Yaga's gonna like just finish his like instantly.
And as soon as you do, I just slide my plate toward you.
And just right back.
Aldous will kind of like dissect his to get the least horrible parts of it, and he will.
Okay.
And I just say, excuse me, madam, if you'd be so kind. We're looking for a friend of ours, a man named Axe Beak. He's not happened to be here that you know, do you?
Axe Beak? That sure is a funny name. And she's just looking
it's
at
a
the
nickname.
She's looking at the 1 gold piece that she's holding in her hand.
Oh, yes, I understand. I hand her another gold.
Oh, well, you didn't have to do that, sugar. She pushes him into her
it's my
bra.
pleasure. The service is excellent.
Excellent.
Side note, how much gold do we have? How much money do we have? I didn't put that in. Sorry.
Okay, each one of you roll me 1d6.
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 4.
You have 400.
No, I lied. 2.
Okay, you have 200.
Well, now I've got 198.
It looks like you rolled 4. Right?
400 becomes like 250 because I just have this habit of throwing silver pieces on the ground when we walk through places.
Okay, Altus, you see what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah. There you go.
Then I said, does the extra gold jog your memory, my dear?
About what?
I hand her 2 more gold pieces.
Oh, sugar, you didn't have to do all that.
No, it is my pleasure. The service is wonderful. Now about Axe Beak.
Oh, yeah. And then she like turns and goes, I'll go ask. And she leaves.
Mother. And I stop myself. Mother Scratcher, I say, because I don't probably curse.
Yes. So good. So good. All right.
Well, we've learned nothing here so far, chaps, except this is not the place to go.
I'll be honest, I didn't really expect to learn anything in the first inn we go to. I was just going here to, establish a base
and we know where to find good mutton now.
Yeah,
and that's
or at least mutton anyway.
I hope to learn something everywhere I go, but unfortunately this place is the first place I've been where I have not learned a thing.
Well, we've learned not to order
anything here.
What are you talking about? Your waitress is fabulous. She's a great gal.
That's true.
We probably got the best waitress. I'll give you that.
Well, sure, why not?
I don't know. That one over there is singing "Happy Birthday."
Oh, we should have told her.
And the beauty is, it's not that person's birthday. She's
at the wrong table.
So true. All right, so is there anything else that you gentlemen wish to do, or?
I'm just kind of keeping an eye out on those guys who are following us, and I'm presuming they're staying here. They haven't left yet.
Actually, one of them leaves. And 2 stay behind.
I guess I'll ask about rooms and see if they have any rooms for rent.
Okay.
I'd like to excuse myself from the table, and after a moment, and then follow the person out.
Okay. All right. So we're going to jump to that because it takes a half hour before somebody comes back to your table. That guide you. So, okay. So you're going to get up directly after that guy leaves and just walk out?
Shortly after, not directly, but I also don't want to waste too much time because I don't want him to disappear on me.
So as he does, Yaga is going to get up and go and talk to the other 2 at the bar and try to provide him some distraction.
Okay. Do you let
I
know that beforehand? He's like,
excuse me, gentlemen. I'd like to see where this man is going.
Be careful.
Of course, always.
Okay, so you're going to try and use Yag going and talk to him as your
distraction,
Okay, so just give me a stealth and see if you're able to take advantage of that there. And Yag, give me a performance check.
19 stealth. Wow.
Look at you, you badass.
I'm wearing rubber
Oh,
soled
look
shoes.
at that. Yeah.
Oh, that's a 4 for performance.
I mean, I'm consistent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true.
you are very consistent. Fortunately, you don't really need.
He didn't need me.
Well, because basically
Just the
what
fact
it
that
is,
once you stood up, it blocked the door.
yeah, basically. Well, and too, Yog, the way Yog does it is he like gets up out of their chair and he goes, "Well, I guess I'll be standing up now. I think I'll go over towards the bar. There's the bar, and I'm walking towards it." That's essentially it.
Yeah, so you're being very suspicious,
Yeah.
but,
You're like,
but it's enough of a distraction for me to walk out the door.
yeah,
It
so
wasn't a tactic I was intending to employ, but it got the job done.
it worked, just not the way you thought it would.
All that's important is the outcome.
But what he would say when he got up there is, "I am so sorry. It was so rude of me. You got my name, and I never even thought to ask yours."
Oh, yeah. My name's Timmons, and this here is Bert. Hi, nice to meet you. My name's Bert.
Nice to meet you, Bert. Have you gentlemen been guards in Stoink long?
Oh, all my life. Well, except for that part where I lived in Rook Roost, and then before that where I was rotary bandit out in the plains for a little bit, and then, well, before that when I was a wee one down at the Rift. But aside from that, I've been here my entire life.
So you
Yes.
must
Then there
know
was a
very
time
well
I
then.
moved to Brooklyn.
Right?
Yeah. Have you gentlemen ever heard of a man named heard something about a sword snout? I think that was his name.
The one guy looks, he like leans in a little bit. Did you just say sword snout?
Which is
No,
a great
something with a
name, by the
bird.
way.
It was bird. Sword feathers, maybe.
Sword
Sword
feathers?
beak?
Oh, I like this one. He's funny. Is this part of a joke? Oh, I like jokes. What's the punchline?
What the punchline is, and they all woke up in the outhouse. But there's a lot more the joke.
Could you imagine?
There's a lot
Could you
more.
imagine Timmons us waking up in the outhouse together? That'd be crazy. I mean, I've woken up in the outhouse before, but I've never woken up with you. That'd be great. I mean, it would be great, but it would be hilarious, you know? I guess, yeah. Okay. All right. So Alar goes out a couple of heartbeats after that guy left. Give me a perception.
Sure. That is a 16.
Yeah, that's good enough. You see your man. He's just a little ways down. He's like almost, but not quite a block down. He seems to just be walking down the street, sort of back towards the way you guys came.
Okay, I'll follow him for a bit.
Okay. He walks another couple of blocks, hangs a right. Now you're going to try and just shadow the guy. You don't want to be seen. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I mean, as much as I can. I am wearing white at night, so I'm reflective. If any.
Oh, it's not night. It's not night.
Still
This
the
is day.
All right.
Yeah.
So I probably can blend it a little bit better. Not much.
I mean, it's
Still, now I'm reflecting the sun, but
Right.
yeah.
I mean, it's not even afternoon yet because you guys were
Right,
you were
that's
teleported.
right, I forgot
here,
about that. Yeah, we
Yep.
got teleported. Yeah, so I'm gonna stay back, sort of maybe weave in and out of people, anybody as best I can, just to try to become part of the crowd.
Okay, that's stealth. I need a roll.
Another stealth. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
This is the one. Oh,
21.
look at you.
I'm
All
an
right,
elf.
yeah.
I'm pretty
It must
stealthy.
be so nice to be able to need decent rolls and get them.
I know, right?
It helps.
I hear that's how you win D&D.
Me and Will Wheaton need to start a club.
Right?
Right? So true. All right.
Which
Hey,
is funny because, when it comes to actual dice, I roll very well. It is just roll 20 that seems to really hate me.
it's all in the wrist, baby. All in the wrist.
Yeah, so
All
it's
right,
a skill.
there
I
was
roll
one
very
episode
well. I'm
on,
so
on
good
the-
at it, guys. I
on the-
practice.
There was one on our game that we Michael and I play on Sundays where we rolled what was it 22 natural ones during the course of a
one session.
Yeah, it was like 21 or 22. It was ridiculous between all of us.
Yeah, very painful. All right, it's time for break. So we're going to take a short break. Okay. So at this point in time, if you want, go refresh your beverages, get your snackages on, and we will do the same. Although I think everybody's pretty much gone pee here except for me. Well, Steve, you haven't gone pee yet. And we'll be back.
So Steve, now's your chance. Everybody watching, just imagine Steve peeing, because that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Peeing, if you'd like to be a sponsor, I don't know if you can really do that.
Well, if there are any urologists watching that would like to be a sponsor, that would work.
No doubt.
Yeah. We'd love to have you.
Okay, with that having been said, we'll be back in just a couple.
Break.
Cheers.
Don't go away.
Now you can hear me. We are back, and you can see everybody, and I have my normal screen up, which is great. So
welcome back,
everything's
everyone.
coming up at him.
Oh, okay. I feel like I should have had a joke for that, but
no.
We need to get like a radio or like a morning show DJ sound effects, or just like.
I've been trying to get Adam to get something like that for a long time, but
I know, but I keep forgetting all about it until we talk about it here on air.
Yeah.
That's what we're missing.
I thought you just thought it was, not. It would bring our level of.
Oh, it definitely would. Yeah. But you know what? It's always good to cater to the lowest common denominator.
Yes, very much so. All right, so where we left off was with Alar trailing one of the guards, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so the guard goes and goes to what is obviously a guard post, which is nothing more than like a building set in. Most of this of Stoink is kind of set up in like row housing, if you guys are familiar with that. And this is just another one of the houses in the row that has been purposed for obviously the watch. And there's a couple of guys hanging around outside, either getting on shift or going off shift or whatever. So he says hi to them, and then he goes up inside the building.
There's not a lot I could do here with all the guards walking around, so I'm going to head back to the thing. I'm assuming he's either one, changing shift, or two, going to report.
You're probably correct in one of those assumptions.
I'm sure one of those is correct, yes.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So you go back. While Alar's been gone, let me do some rolls here right quick.
There's a 14 for those of you watching or listening, and there's a 2.
14 and a 2. So Bert doesn't really seem to notice, but Timmons does, Yag, as you're talking to him. Timmons goes, boy, man, where'd your buddy in all white go?
I think he stepped outside. He's got a nasty habit.
Okay. It's all right. Well, fair enough. Okay. Well, you guys are still here. That's all good. So then, they'll shoot the shit with you as long as you want to stand up there with them, Yag.
Yeah, he's happy to just make a new friend, and he'd probably keep subtly, if he could, trying to bring up Axe Beak, but without ever saying the name, because he doesn't want them to think he's fishing. But try to see if they know about him, if they can get him to.
And Bert is all about it. Maybe it's Featherhead. How about that? Is that a good one? No.
It's
Clawfoot. No, it's avian. I learned that word. It means bird. Is it avian?
It's great, and it's fun to say. Avian.
It is.
Avian. I feel like if you said it and you really believed, you could fly.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? If we could fly, Timmons, wouldn't you love that? I would love to fly. And so basically, he's just.
Yeah, I like Bert.
We might want to take Bert with us. Yeah, he's pretty. Trade a Gad for Bert.
Excellent. Okay, so then you're up there talking with him, and then eventually Alar comes back in. He's putting some breath mints in or something, and sits down.
So
well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. I think I'll rejoin my group. But again, if you need anything or you have any questions, we are here at your will. We're happy to help or do anything we can to make your job easier.
And we appreciate that, says Timmons.
Oh, I know Bert's voice.
That's true. Fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
they've been doing that. Gad and Altus have just been sort of playing an intricate-looking two-player card game, and Gad is, of course, winning.
And Gad is actually appalled at what they thought they could serve him.
Yeah.
so
He's
was
not-
Alar.
There's a worm in here.
There's plenty of protein in worm.
Yeah. Now you guys do remember where they said that this Axe Beak could be found, right?
Yep.
Hector's Temple.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and we're just laying low.
I'm just checking, just making sure. I mean,
Did anyone ever come back about rooms offhand?
Oh yeah, that's right. A half hour later, the waitress comes over. Yeah. So, do you guys need anything else?
Well, we're wondering if you have rooms for
Oh, sugar! Of course we got rooms. You want one for all of y'all? Or y'all want separate rooms?
How much are they?
Well, it depends. You want one with a bed?
A bed would be preferable, yes.
Okay, so like for a bed for a whole night, it's going to be a silver.
Okay, and that's per room? How many do you have available?
Ooh, I'm not sure. Let me go check. And she leaves.
You got-
Wait, what's her name? We got her name, right?
No.
I don't remember what it was.
We
We
didn't.
never got her name.
Nope.
Alice. Excuse me, Alice.
That's a good name for a waitress. There was
It
a
is,
whole
but
show
she doesn't
based
turn
on
around because I'm not buying into that.
it.
I hated that TV show, and if you know what that is, ooh.
What was it? Flo
I know what it
was.
is.
It was Alice, right? Was it?
It was
called
Alice,
Mel's Restaurant. Yeah, right. Mel was the owner of the
Mel
restaurant.
was the cook. Yep.
Oh.
And who was the lady that
Flo.
So,
Yeah,
Flo, exactly.
No
Kiss my
way.
grits.
I'm just thinking this. Like, I don't know the show at all. I'm like, the only name better than Alice for a waitress is Flo.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Kiss my grits.
Yeah, kiss my grits.
Anyway, when I return, I'll sit back down and turn to Altus and Gad, I guess, as Yag is walking over, and say, well, lads, he went to the guard post, went inside. Wasn't a place I could easily enter, so I'm assuming that he's reported to his superiors. That being said, we've done nothing suspicious so
except
far.
for lied to them from the front. But yeah, other
Yes,
than
and
that,
I
it's-
apologize about that. I'll be more honest going forward, of course.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. We haven't. I'm sure they get all sorts of unsavory types here, and if anything, we're probably an oddity in that we're not trying to commit any crimes.
Right. That said, I don't know that we want the guards following us to
We don't, of
Hextor's
course.
temple.
No, of course not. But it's ways around that, of course.
I don't see the problem. We're not doing anything illegal. The
No,
temple
but the
is
man that we're
open
here to
all the
see, I'm
public,
sure
it not?
is.
At that time, at a table that's like right next to yours, this lady turns around and says, "Well, gentlemen, I couldn't help but overhear what you were all talking about over there. I heard that you're looking to make your way over to the Temple of Hextor."
Is this woman a blonde woman in armor?
Is it Jennifer?
It is. She's got two scimitars in a across her back in a like leather whatever they call that sort of, not a holster but a
Scabbard?
yes sure.
Double back scabbard, right? That's what
Yeah.
they call
Yeah,
it.
there's a
There's
technical
got to be a
term.
I don't
name
know
for it when it's
swords.
on your back. Like,
There is.
chief.
I remembered it earlier today, and of course, well, I can't.
That was
remember a
earlier
lot of
today.
things.
That's not.
Don't
tell you
worry.
what
Me and
what I
Google
had for
will
lunch.
get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
There you go.
They say, well, ignoring your rudeness for listening to our private conversation.
Well, I really couldn't help it, seeing as how you're just sitting there talking and I'm right next to you. It tends to travel. Sound came right to my ears.
Yes, fair enough. And what interest do you have in this, I wonder?
Well, I know where the temple is. I could tell you how to get there, but I don't think y'all want to go there. It's not necessarily a nice place to be. My name's Jenna, by the way. How are y'all?
Very well, thank you, Ms. Jenna. I'm Aldous. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Sugar. I mean, you do look like you are a priest of Pelor. Am I correct?
It is correct. I serve Palor. That is correct.
Nice. And this big hunk of a beef right here. Well, you don't look like a priest, but you sure are sporting the sigil robe rather prominently. That's interesting. And well, you being all dressed in white, I mean, we can see what look you're going for. And then there's him. She looks at Gad.
And Gad sort of wears, "Hello, I'm Gad."
Yes. Hi. I don't think I've ever in my entire life seen something looks like you.
Oh, very few people have met anyone like me. I'm an exceptional being.
Mm-hmm. That I am sure.
Indeed,
But,
and he is not one that judges people by their outward appearance. And Jenna, you said.
Yes, and I do judge people by their outward appearance because generally it tells you quite a bit about said people. Take, for example, you, sir, if you was dressed all in black and skulking about, well, especially with some dark eyeliner or something along these lines, I'd probably know a little bit about you.
I just stare at her. I don't respond.
You are quite right, Jenna. And I understand that most people probably wouldn't want to go to a Temple of Hextor. I don't really want to myself, but we have business there, and if you know where it is, you can save us some time.
Yeah, I could tell you how to get there and everything, but like I said, Sugar, I'm not too sure you won't go there. See, it's not really a Hextor temple anymore. It's been shut down, and well, let's be honest here. Y'all look like upstanding individuals. You don't look like you're from around here. And, well, frankly, you've got me curious. And I would hate to see such good men as yourselves go into a place with such, how do I say, evil.
Well, I can promise you, madam, that we are not your typical tourists.
And we must outshine the darkness, fill the world with light, after all. So,
see, it's shit like that right there that makes me not want to see you gentlemen get hurt or killed. But
well, thank you.
We've been hurt and killed before. Doesn't seem
she like gets up and moves her chair over and sits down at your guys' table and leans in towards you. Why are you gentlemen here? I know I'm being rather forward and up front, but I mean, this is still the Bandit Kingdoms, and I've got 3 Dudley Do-Rights. That is what you said to say, right? I've got 3 Dudley Do-Rights and a reptilian friend asking questions about
he's an amphibian, as a matter of fact.
Actually, he is a reptile.
Very well.
Do I think I can trust her?
Roll an insight.
I did.
I'm going to roll it.
Oh, it probably helps if I be on the page so I can see that. You think that she's straight up shooter with you. You pretty sure that she's being.
I rolled a 16.
She seems genuine to you as well.
Oh, one sec here. I've got too many things to open up. Insight. Am I good at insight? Yeah, pretty good at it.
25. You're really good at it.
Yeah, you can actually you get a very sense. She seems like a very type of capable person, and she does. While visually she fits in here, you can just tell that there is a definite concern that she is exuding.
Sure.
You gentlemen.
Ms. Jenna, did she give us her last name, by the way, or did she just say she was Jenna?
No, but when you say Miss Jenna, go Pine.
Ms. Pine, thank you. I appreciate your concern and looking out for strangers who you've just met randomly in a tavern. But what exactly are the dangers we should be aware of? If indeed this temple has been shut down, surely the acolytes and all are gone.
Well, Sugar, the reason that I'm concerned for you is because I have a feeling that you're here for some sort of business that has to do with people that I do business with. And that being said, I'm looking to get out of the business and maybe into the business that you're in business with, because I've yeah,
a lot of business. Well,
who do you do business with? And before you feel the need to lie, we are here for a very specific purpose and have no interest in prosecuting or going after anyone who maybe had dealings with someone. We're not here for you. You can speak freely.
Well, and Sugar, I appreciate your concern, but I know that you're not here for me. I mean, I've done nothing to bring y'all here. At least I don't think. I don't want to come straight out without.
Of course.
Do you have paper?
Oh,
I do.
Paper.
Yes,
It's some sort of writing utensil.
Yes, I have both of those things. I will take them out of my pack and put them on the table in front of her. I don't hand them to her directly.
She takes it and she writes on the paper, Tolbold Gurner. And she goes, does that name mean anything to y'all?
It certainly does.
Then I was correct in my assumptions. Let me guess. You're here looking for things that he's done. You're not working with him, correct?
We're certainly not working with him, no.
No one's working with him anymore.
Well, why not?
Yogg looks to his companions for like, it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, Altus isn't very good at hiding things either, so he'll just say, well,
you're good.
He met, he was in custody and was met by some gray-looking elves.
He's been murdered, Miss Pine.
Yes.
That's kind of what I figured. Things have been starting to heat up quite exponentially, and then I have to say I should have been looking for getting out sooner than I did, because honestly, you have to believe me. When I first got in on all this, I thought I was getting on this it was a good thing. Things that they were doing were for a purpose. But now I've seen far too much to know that it's not what I thought it was, and these people are just as bad as the ones I thought that I was helping to. Well, so you know about and she like goes towards herself and goes.
Yes, of course. We've learned about the soul stealing.
Miss Pine, there's no such thing as a wrong action if you learn from it. But maybe next time you can remember that a wrong deed, even done for the right reasons, is still not justifiable.
Yes.
And at that same time, we've got 3 rooms.
Oh,
take them.
Thank you. And Ms., I'm sorry, what was your name?
My name's Flo.
It's very nice to meet you, Flo. Thank you. We'll take all 3 here. I'll hand her a gold and say, please keep the change.
Oh, sugar. And she puts her hand on your shoulder for a little bit and lets it rest there. But then she looks over at Yogg, and then she pulls it away and puts her hand on Yogg's shoulder. She goes, y'all are just such gentlemen. And she goes away.
Thank you very much.
I'll be back with your keys.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just turn to Jenna. Actually, I've been probably just staring at her uncomfortably the entire time.
I still like you turning to her though. Like you just keep shifting your body.
Yeah,
I
lean a little bit closer.
Right.
Yeah, my body turns, my head stays straight, but I lean in.
Exactly. like lean over and grab your drink from the other side of the table.
I won't drink that shit.
Only real men drink the water and stoink.
Okay. And I just say, so it appears your employer was murdered by his employers. What can you tell us of these gray elves?
All right, this is what I know. That Tobo was working with. There's an awful lot of damn creepy ass gnomes. They're all over the place, and they working with Tobo and his boys and those damn gray elves. But it's not just him. There's some other faction that has gray elves and creepy gnomes working with them too. It's quite confusing actually, and they've just been a lot of killing and I'm starting to get a feeling that because I've seen some bad things recently that people. I mean, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I've heard this before and all, but I want Ayu's done and dead is dead, but I don't think that's what I just got a sinking suspicion that they could give two red cents about Ayu's really. They're working towards some of their own agenda or something. I don't know what it is, but it to come to find out all these people that I've been bringing into the Bandit Kingdoms have had their souls taken from them. Well, that's just not right. I mean, I don't mind leading a bandit to his death, but taking his eternal soul from him before I do it, well, that's a line I don't want to cross.
Yes, well, as they say, two wrongs do not make a right. And
but maybe like... left.
Well, Ms. Pine, are you looking for atonement or for escape?
Protection. I figure when I saw you lot, I mean, you got the county stink all over you. You are connected with some people, or at least I hope you're connected with somebody here looking for something, some kind of way, some sort of organization that is going to have people that are, well, I can trust to actually have my back for me.
How far are you willing to go? And I mean that in a very literal, how far, like, are you willing to go? Like,
do you give her the creepy wink?
No, I don't. It's not that creepy. I mean, like, are you willing to leave this land? Are you willing to go elsewhere?
I've been looking to get out of here now, but I'm supposed to be waiting for this next batch to come up from down in the county, and then after they make it up here, I'm supposed to head back to get another batch to take to some other place. I did drop off another group of these soulless fools not that long ago. It was about 2 weeks ago up here, but they're dead, so they ain't gonna be able to tell you nothing, and they really won't be able to tell you anything anyway. They were a bunch of just...
They're dead.
Yeah, they well, they, for whatever reason, they were messing with...
Invaded kin meat?
You heard of it! No, it's, for whatever reason, they were looking at destabilizing Stoic of all places. I mean, and that's really... I had my suspicions before that, but then I saw some of the things here, and yeah, so...
Well, Ms. Pine, we don't have a lot of authority in larger matters, but if you are indeed willing to help us out, I don't see why we can't try to help you out as best as we can.
Indeed, the way to atonement, way to freedom is through atonement. What are you willing to do to help yourself?
What? I don't understand what you're trying to say. What do you want me to do? What do you know about me?
What can you tell us about Axe Beak?
Axe Beak? Well, Axe Beak that's the creepy gnome that's up in the Temple of Hexter. He works for the same people that Tobo Gerner works for. Because I know Axe Beak don't work for him. Neither did Salus up in Rookroost, and those crazy gnomes do whatever the hell they seem to do. They don't answer the Tobo.
I'm not one to make generalizations, and I'm really trying to give these people the benefit here. But what's with the fucking gnomes?
That's what I want to know. Of all the fucking things, why are you going to just employ a bunch of little short gnomes? I mean, granted, they are kind of powerful. I mean...
Well, the powerful gnome is one thing. A gray elf is another.
Yeah. Well, they ain't elves, I don't think. I don't know.
No, I don't believe they are. What do you know about them?
What anything is. Anymore.
Well, I know they don't like they don't like sunlight.
The Gray Fae?
The gray fae.
I get it. They don't like
sunlight?
Oh, and I tell you what, they'll just as soon disappear in just the littlest bit of shadow that yeah. Sneaky motherfuckers.
Shining light.
Can I at least roll an intelligence check here? I'm a history. Yeah.
Sure.
I think history.
Yeah, but it's going to have to be pretty high because there's Adam knowledge and then there's a large great.
I rolled a natural one.
How's the critical?
You are convinced they are drow.
Yeah,
they are
Alar is still not buying all this shit. Yeah, they're fucking drow.
They're drow. That's
gray, dark gray. What's the fucking difference?
See, a natural one. All right. Well, anyway.
Yep.
Welcome to my world, bitch.
Right. Now I've spilled beans to y'all. So what are y'all doing here?
Well, we're here to try to get information out of this Axe Beak.
You tried what?
To get information out of this Axe Beak.
We're here to bring his unconscious court. We're here to beat him bloody and take him back to the county.
Or at least take him back to the county. The bloody part is certainly, if it's warranted, we will.
When do we ever not have to beat them bloody?
Fair point. Fair point.
All right. Now, maybe I was presumptuous. I've said too much. I can take you there. I'll show you where the temple is. And I don't want no part of you trying to take this man down. I mean, I've probably already stepped in something too much as it is. No offense, gentlemen, but I don't think you can take Axe Beak. I'm just saying, unless there's something a lot greater to you than what it appears. No offense, mind you, and Axe Beak's not in there by himself either. He's got an assistant.
There's only two.
Well, like I said,
there's only one. Numbers. Do not let numbers fool you.
Is this assistant demonic?
No, it's one of them gray damn elves.
Oh. Well, that would be a good opportunity to perhaps learn more about them.
Of course, we might want to take that one with us as well.
Jenna, you are welcome to do as you please, but know that we are with you as long as you are with us.
Agreed.
If
you really want to be free of this situation you find yourselves in, or you find yourself, because there's only one of you, in, then I'm not good with singular and plural. Common is not my first language.
You got that Albert Einstein stuff going on where you're like your brain's doing so much other shit.
Right on the side.
Words.
Say the only way truly out for you is to do what's right. Running from your problem will not help.
Yeah, well, you haven't seen what that fucking creepy ass gnome can do.
No, but we've seen some things in our time.
And
we don't mean to be braggadocious, but we're alive.
Okay, so what I want all of you to do is give me a persuasion check.
Can I just give someone else advantage?
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
give Gad advantage on this persuasion check.
He just pipes up with and that gets.
All right, if you want Gad to like drop some serious knowledge,
Sure.
like one of those type of like
little,
cinematic.
His,
they cut to him.
He's gonna hit it with the silent Bob.
His so turtle
profound.
charm.
Yeah, he said something so profound that it'll just win her over.
That's it. And he hasn't said anything the entire time,
Right.
so now when he speaks, it's going to have so much more impact.
Because I don't know about Altus, but I'm assuming that Yog's persuasion is as good as mine.
Not good. Exactly. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Wait, that was you. That wasn't Gad.
No, that was Gad.
Oh, yeah,
it
it's
was
Gad
just
with
him.
Axe.
I roll
You're
off
right.
again. Cheat.
Yeah, never mind. You're
Well,
right.
all right. That's the best we could hope for.
That was a 13 for those of you who can't
Yes.
see that, which is everybody besides us.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. I'm gonna have to find a different way.
Well,
And then she gets up and
Fair.
she walks out real quick.
I'm not surprised. A person in her situation, if she was a righteous person to begin with, she wouldn't have been in this situation. So she's up to her own devices, and gentlemen, it appears that so are we.
Everyone makes mistakes. I feel she could be invaluable to our cause, but
I mean, she could be if
hopefully-
she didn't walk out of the,
yes.
the inn.
Well, hopefully we'll run into her another time.
I think she is chosen.
Here you go, boys. Here's your keys.
No.
Oh, thank you,
She chucks
Flo.
3 keys onto the table.
Real quick, Flo. Which
She
way
chucks
to
2
come
keys
back?
onto the table, and then holds 1 key up to Yog.
Thank you.
Why don't you hold on to that, Flo? I'll find it later.
Oh, and she takes it and puts the key in her bra. I'm sure.
And
At least Yog's
now,
enjoyed
Flo,
himself in this
which way to the Temple of Hexter?
Oh, that's easy. Just go out. You're going to take a right. I'm sorry. That's a left. You're going to take a left. You're going to go down to the end of the block.
I
No,
assume it's a right.
5 blocks. Yes, 5 blocks. Take another left, and you can't miss it because it's straight ahead. Big building.
Thank you, Flo.
You're welcome.
Gentlemen, we have wasted enough time.
Yes, agreed.
All right, let's go at least investigate this place before darkness falls.
Okay. You guys go out into the street, start heading, following the flow's directions. A little time after you guys notice that 2 guys come out,
Yeah.
start following you again. You make your way and following her directions. When you turn and you start heading down the street where she said that you couldn't miss it, it is. The street kind of goes, and then Wishbones or Wise out, and right there is this big old temple. It looks like what's that one in Greece? A smaller version of the Parthenon,
Okay.
except not ruined and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But
What it
It's,
looked like when it was cool still.
right, there were on
Before
the wall.
time got to it.
I don't know. I think ruined buildings are still pretty fucking cool.
That is, you're right.
They are,
You're
yeah,
right.
pretty
Yeah,
cool.
fair enough.
There were carved into the stone
It's
walls
like when
on the
Adam was a
outside.
waiter versus Adam now.
Still pretty cool.
So what you're saying is, if you fell
It's-
over and started
yeah.
deteriorating, we could look at you and imagine. I could sort of see a skinnier person
Honestly,
in these.
I feel
things.
like that's what's happening now. Yes.
So my
So,
friends,
on
We
the
have-
outside, carved into the wall, is what is as the holy symbol of Hexter, which is a mailed fist clutching arrows, and it has been defaced. Okay. There is, the doors are closed, and a red, large double doors at the very front. There's some steps that go up to it, and around the handles, it appears that there is twined red fabric around the handles.
Can I make an Arcana check?
Sure, go ahead.
is this a toes? thing?
12.
This is out of character, but the red string reminds me of Three Toes.
I guess you'll find out.
I guess that's true. All right, so gentlemen, we have
So anything from a 12?
Not really.
Okay.
You do know that there are certain types of warding spells and things like that, but
Right.
nothing that involves a red ribbon.
Okay.
I sort of clasp my holy symbol and just offer.
Have Gad with Axe just give me a roll of 20.
Sure. D20 for Gad.
Yeah, just a D20.
All right. Here's Gad then. D20.
An 11.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Okay.
Mine was slightly better.
Well, that was no modifier.
True.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for
So,
rubbing it in.
gentlemen, we have company.
Yes.
Are we going to try to lose them, or I always think honesty is the best policy. They seem like fine gentlemen. I think they might help us.
I don't think they're going to help us,
No,
but
but maybe they will leave us alone if we explain our scenario.
And that would be very helpful.
Okay. They stop. They're always keeping that like buffer between you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you stop, they don't just keep walking up on you. They
Right.
stop as well. So
Right.
they're keeping that. You know what I mean?
So he's gonna go, or Yog's gonna go approach them and
And I'll
play,
follow.
gentlemen. Why?
Okay.
Why with the facade? You know you're following us. We know you're following us. You're welcome
Oh.
to follow us. This is your city.
Yeah.
Come join us.
There's no facade. We're just leaving space. We kind of prefer that. We don't know what's going to blow up around you. So if you want to, yeah, we're just doing our job, and you're right. That's right. I mean, I saw a wizard once. He blew up an outhouse. Oh, just like if we was unconscious in the outhouse together.
Oh, Bert,
That'd be
you'll be very
something,
excited to
Timmons.
know. The name, I was trying to remember. It was Axe Beak. Axe Beak. It was right there. I knew. I told you it was Bert.
Oh, Axe Beak. Yeah, I
That's
don't know anything about that.
Timon.
Tim goes, Axe Beak? Heard of it, yeah.
Inside.
Sort of,
21.
You know.
Ooh, nice.
yeah, and you could tell that when you said it, he kind of got like an uneasy look about him. And it's like, it's more of a boogeyman, and some bodies turn up dead here and there, and it's people say the Axe Beak got him. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I just say, gentlemen, we are here to battle the forces of evil.
okay.
Those forces lie within those walls, and I point toward the temple. I said,
Oh no, don't you got nothing to worry about that. When the Iusians walked through that one time, they made sure they killed all them hex stores.
yes,
They're dead.
well, there are others in here doing untoward things.
Okay.
Now, we are here to stop those. Our fight is not with you. In fact, from what I've heard from my friend here, and I nod towards Yog, said, you gentlemen are good people. At least as good as we'll find here in the Bandit Kingdoms.
Uh-huh.
We have a mission to partake. That mission is to eradicate the evil within those walls.
Yeah.
I trust you will not stop us. You can feel free to go and talk to your superiors.
Nope. Oh, we are. Go. Yeah. So if you guys don't mind, good day. And Timon starts walking away, and Bert's all like, but wait a minute. And Timmons grabs Bert by the arm.
I say, your name is Bert. Yes?
Yeah, my name's Bert. He's Timmons. That's enough, Bert. Come on.
I say, you know the right...
Timmons, wait.
No, I got... Go kill your evil. We'll be back. With help. With help.
I say, Bert, do the right thing. You
right,
know it in
I'm
your
following
heart.
Timmons.
That's not the right thing, Bert.
And they start trotting
I believe
away.
our timeline has been pushed forward.
Yes, time waits for no man. Gentlemen, let's enter the temple.
But by the way, I was waiting to say this. While they were doing that, I was trying to go up close to the doors and listen if I could hear anything inside.
You hear talking, and it sounds like it might be a child giggling and playing and having fun.
Oh boy. Okay.
What? It's been a little while since I've creeped you guys out.
That's fair.
Let's
Fair.
do it.
Are we
Okay.
gonna? I'll turn them and say, okay. Are we gonna do this the kicking down the doorway, or are we gonna try to get in quietly? There's someone right near the door, I think. So, Unless you want to sneak around to another part.
I say
with listening at the door, give me a perception check. Well,
Okay.
First of all, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 17.
Oh yeah, you definitely know. It's you're hearing the echoed voice of somebody within the temple coming to the door. They're not right inside the door.
Okay. Do you want an active perception check too, or is that good for what you wanted?
No, I was just letting you know that you're able with that high of a passive perception, you're able to discern that.
Okay. We could try sneaking in. In fact, here. Let me try something, and I'm going to actually cast. Let me look at it here. I think I'm going to put the card up just to make sure it does what I want it to.
Okay. Silence.
Yep. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm going to.
It does not move with you.
It doesn't move with me, no. But I'm going to choose the point that's like right where those doors are, so that.
I got you.
Opening them won't cause any noise at the very least. When we go inside, we'll be quiet.
Yes,
so,
you can definitely do that for sure.
Okay. Cool.
And also, Altus, you definitely know, and anybody else who, if you're going to do a perception check, you can. But I'm sure Altus will allow you to know. They're starting to form a little bit of a group of people stopping and they're watching.
Yeah.
Fine.
So, like passerbys are starting to like stop, and they're not like getting like right up close to it. They're like stopping on the streets and stuff, going. Huh.
I almost feel like we kind of like an audience.
Maybe
I
you
know.
do.
It's
Altus doesn't like an audience, but I think you do.
I'm pretty sure Gad turns around and goes, "That's right, people."
Yeah, he's the reason that they're all coming over. He's like a circus barker calling people over.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay.
What
so
wonders could be inside the Temple of Exor?
Right. Okay. So you cast.
I cast silence, and so now I nod because I'm in the radius,
and I think this is something we've done before.
It's pretty standard procedure.
Right.
And so,
yeah.
Open up the door minimally as we can, so we could all fit in.
What are you gonna do about the ribbon that's tied? Now the red ribbon. So like the doors are closed, you got two handles. They're like pull handles on each side. The ribbon is tied between the two handles. So like if you were to go to push,
Yag will just untie it carefully.
Okay. All right. So and it comes off.
Yeah.
You do see that on the cloth on both ends of it, there is embroidered into it a skull, the Iusian symbol.
Cool.
Okay.
But it comes right off, not a problem.
Sure.
I feel good about attacking whoever's inside.
Try to slip inside here.
Okay.
At least noise.
Let's go ahead and we're going to
map it up.
Patang. There you go. You guys see that?
Roll20 if you'd like to be a sponsor. We would love to have you.
Go ahead and drop your guys right there.
Yeah, don't say negative things about Roll20.
I love Roll20. Even with some of the issues that I've had over the course of the time using it, it's been minimal. Overall, I think it's been a great way to get people back into Dungeons and Dragons and working with people that look at all these folks here. We didn't know each other before Roll20. Without Roll20, would we have? No.
No, and I wouldn't be playing D&D right now if it wasn't for Roll20. Because trying to get a group together in real life is next.
Okay, we're all right. Come on.
So again, Roll20. This is the greatest fucking advertisement you've ever had. This is a beautiful moment with beautiful people who are in love with each other and with Roll20 in Dungeons and Dragons.
I will say this:
whatever you want to give us, we'll be happy to take.
I will say
$5,000.
I will say
I take
much.
20.
$20,000. He's right. Can we talk more about this gnome? Because I don't think I can.
Well, I want to say one since we're on the.
I'm huge.
No, not. I'm trying to.
I'm only getting bigger.
Trying to shrink it. I will have to say something.
Enlarge. Okay.
We're talking about
look at y'all.
Roll 20.
I'm in the back. I'm not in the front. Hold on.
Sorry.
There's a lot of things that have been attributed to the burgeoning success of D&D and how popular it has become. You got Critical Role and things like that. I have to say one of the things that has been overlooked is Roll 20.
Agreed.
Because Roll 20 actually has made it very easy for people who didn't know how to find a group to play with.
Yeah.
To do that. Back in the day, we used to have to go down to the hobby shop and look for the postings and stuff like that. If you didn't have friends from school that you played with or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, which I had both, but with this modern era, because even now, if it wasn't for Roll20, you could maybe find people, but the ease of playing that it has allowed.
Or you even look at, because I have friends that live in the Pacific Northwest. I live in the Northeast. Being able to play with them still, although after they
exactly
move. So it's a great
totally.
system. We would love to have you as a sponsor.
Yes,
I would settle for a free pro account.
I would, yeah.
Sure, we'll take what we can get.
Yeah, right.
I'll DM Roll 20% for them. How about that? I'll do it for free.
Yeah. No, we'll just shift this whole fucking thing over to Roll 20% if you allow us.
There you go.
All right, now that we're done sucking up. Oh wait,
I'm gonna kill that gnome so much.
Okay, so you guys open the doors and you come in and down. Yes, you see down here. There's a gnome. Looks very much like Salas in dress. This is a male.
Don't know that.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry. I'm here. See, he's wearing like black robes type. He's got crazy.
According to this, I mean, we're all looking at it.
Pay no attention to that.
Can he just be that guy? Because that is
this guy is so much better.
Okay.
He's
got a red pointy head on.
Little red pointy hat. Oh, he's like, I don't know what he's doing over here.
He's doing what do they call that? Was it
dab? I just
dab
it today, by the way, for my kids.
Okay, so
that's how my
like
school
5 years
kids
late.
coughing their elbow.
Yeah.
Or my kids' school taught them to cough in their elbow. They do the dab.
Yep.
I thought it was pretty clever.
So
all right, let's kill gnome.
This gnome is down here. Now, what you don't see, well, you do see, there's laying. This is a little like step up. Now, as you can see, there's like a little alleyway here with carpet and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This here it might look like a burn mark where the carpet's been burned out. It's actually kind of like a step up. Okay. So it's like 1 foot off raised from where the carpet level is. Okay. And there's dead bodies laying in front of it. And this gnome is like covered in blood and stuff. And it's got in its hands what look like some sort of toy of some sort, because it's got and it'll dive it down and it'll smack it into a corpse and some blood will spurt up, and this other guy comes up and then it's playing with these corpses and these things that are in its hands.
Yep, good enough for me.
Yeah.
Now, right there behind the gnome, leaning up against this pillar, is a gray-skinned elf with its arms crossed. And
I would like to just stop and think about this without us being here, and this creepy little fucking elf child playing, or not elf, gnome child playing with corpses. And this gray elf just having to stand there and fucking watch.
Yeah, he's not happy with his
worst
position,
babysitting job ever, man.
Ever,
serious.
right? And so, he's just sitting there, and the elf sees you guys come in.
He does see it. Okay.
Oh yeah, he sees because as soon as you open the door and you start coming in, you look straight down because
there's nothing else going on.
Yeah.
The temple itself.
He's looking for anything else to watch.
Right? The temple itself doesn't have like torches and stuff up, but the roof is slit in a certain way that there's like holes in it, but it's like covered holes that allow the sunlight at certain times to reflect in one way. As the sun would go, it would come and reflect in the other way. So like it's lit up with sunlight.
Okay.
And this guy here, he's got his hood up, what have you. Okay,
because he's a fucking vampire. Only Alar doesn't know that.
Right. And so the light
he's never
is
even heard of vampires.
the light in here is it is dimmer than outside, so it's not bright light, but it is well enough lit so that you guys can see if you're human. Okay,
Great.
all right.
Which
So
is only Altus, right? Altus is
It's only me.
Does
Yeah.
Gad have dark vision?
No, Gad doesn't
no,
have
it
dark.
does
Okay.
not. And so when you guys come in through the door, he walks over, and then like says something down to the gnome, and the gnome gets excited.
We can't hear him because we're in a zone of silence.
Yeah, but you can see him. He gets excited like a kid and goes, "Ooh, yay!" Okay.
This gets fucked up, I think.
Yeah,
To myself.
and then the this guy right here, he draws 2 scimitars.
Wow.
Okay, we're going to
Everybody's a Dritza.
Yep.
A clone.
Yogg takes out his club and starts like smashing it on the ground as he takes steps, kind of like Inglorious Bastards, where the bear.
Oh, yeah,
all
that's
the
a
time
great-
you just hear the tink tink, but you just see him and there's no noise. It's just
Okay, hold
it's the
on.
reverse.
And then as you guys see that, then
Ooh,
yeah,
what's this fellow?
right.
What?
So like you
Who?
guys come in, and then he tells the gnome, "Hey,
Oh,
look!"
fuck.
And he gets excited, and then there's a billow of smoke, purple smoke, right here, and out of this smoke comes walking a 10-foot tall dude dressed in black armor.
Yep.
All right.
And when that happens, the elf, he's visibly shaken, turns around, and now he's looking between you guys and that guy, you guys and that guy, you guys and that guy. The gnome, who was really happy to see you guys, gets scared and comes over here behind the gray elf.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned 3-way. What? No? Maybe?
No, that's exactly.
Is that-
Okay.
I haven't had
So,
a three-way like this since grade school.
Right? A couple of moments after that,
Oh boy. I'm still just approaching, by the way.
a group
What's this guy?
come out of the smoke. There's these are gray elves as well.
Right.
Yep.
What's this guy?
Now that guy
Yeah.
is he's like 8.5 feet tall, slouched, kind of slumbering. He looks like he's been tied together and sewn up with all kinds of different pieces.
Bert's narrating now.
Okay.
Right.
And then the gnome throws his toys on the ground.
Oh, man. You got to pick those up now.
I hope you guys got some fireballs.
I don't have
I
fireball.
do.
Well, fuck.
I've got them.
Oh,
I've got the Lee Kim go-to fireball. I don't know if Lee Kim's watching tonight, but
I don't
he's with us in spirit.
yeah.
always. Okay, let's see.
Let's do this.
Good. Yeah, these will work.
Maybe pull up some initiative.
Keep in
Some
mind the mission,
We are-
gentlemen.
fucks.
Okay, and these things pop up, and they look like some sort of construct thing of they're like metal and metal men, sort of. It's like, yeah, like some sort of like Well, they sort of look like soldiers, but they're not. You know, they don't really have very distinctive features. So.
And that came from where the gnome threw his toys on the ground?
Yeah, he threw the toys on the ground, and they went, and they grew big like that. Okay,
so as soon as all these millions of people come out, I'm going to go into serious focus mode, a.k.a. I would like to rage.
Excellent. Okay, so let me do, you guys can go ahead and roll your initiatives.
Really glad I spent my spell on silent. Oh well, it could have been cool.
Yeah, that was a good idea. It was a good.
You know what? I'm gonna grab that fucking gnome. I'm gonna drag him into that thing, and it's gonna be super helpful.
Pop up or no? Did I not hit it?
You're not gonna be able to cast no spells.
I don't. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Actually, you want to give me a marker so I know where the edge of that 20-foot radius is, or just?
Well, it's only 10 feet probably here because there's 10 feet out in the back as well. So it's
well, it's a 20-foot radius, so it would end right about
I'll put something up there in this. Oh wow! Okay, cool.
Like here, right?
Yeah, right around there-ish. You know.
Okay. Here, I'll put a marker on.
Assuming these are 5-foot squares, I don't know if they are.
Yes, those are all 5-foot squares.
Whoops. Sorry, folks. I made that a little too small.
Well, it didn't. Oh, that's why. I gotta. Oh, there it is. I see it. I gotta really. Okay. It won't let me.
Probably just I add it in and type it, right?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, you know how you click on it and then it'll give you the. All right, there's a different way of doing this.
You're trying to do.
Gives you the gear so that you can add it and put in a.
We get it. It's over here.
Well, it's emanating from the door. So 5, 10, 15,
around
20.
Here. This is the edge of it. There's a circle
right
around there.
Right there.
Okay.
Well, no, because it's in the middle because you cast on the door outside.
Yeah. So. Okay.
So close to the door.
So see where Altus is right now?
Right here.
Yep.
Right there.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so let's go ahead and descending order. Okay, what's Gad with Axe doing?
Yeah, I'm looking up something right now. He is.
You can have him go after. We can have Alar go, and then you.
I just want to get range on something. Okay, so here we go. He will step up a bit, and he kind of like almost seems jaunty, and he's like tuning his. He's been tuning his lute, and he's kind of like limbering up as much as a tortoise would limber in any sense of the word. And then he looks at all these guys here. That'll do it. And he is going to cast Fairy Fire. So let me get that out here.
It's a what save do they do?
It's a Dex save. It's a 20-foot cube, which he has placed pretty much like right about here-ish, because 60 foot's the maximum range you could cast it.
Right.
So, somewhere right around here. 20-foot cube. So everybody in that has to make a Dex save.
There it is. Okay. I need to pull up one thing here.
And
that's right. I gotta get rid of that. Okay. Now let me go into NPCs and pull out
14. And his DC is 14. It looks like.
Oh, come on now. I hate it when it does that. Okay, so let me. There it is. Just getting a certain NPC together here. Okay, so there's that guy. then...
And 20-foot cube's like, it's 20 feet on all sides, right? Isn't that how it works, basically?
Yeah, I think it's enough.
Yeah,
to
that's. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. You guys can't see
No,
that
we
cube
can't
I
see
put
it.
up there?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on one second. I know why. Thought it should be visible by all. Oh, that's why I got to go in here. All players. There we go. You guys see it now?
Nope.
Well, that's just bullshit.
Can you just draw a line? Draw like a little box around wherever it is?
Yeah.
I mean, did he get all four?
I'm assuming I got all four of these guys over here, so that's all that really matters. Or at least that's where it's aimed at anyway. They have to still save.
Okay, I just drew it on there.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that we can see.
Nice.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah.
It's a big area.
Does that get this fellow over here?
Yeah, he's just on the edge of it. But you do notice that when it does that, it's sort of like it's sort of like a TV screen, sort of almost as if he's an illusion.
Never heard of such a thing.
Almost as if.
Almost.
All right, so yeah, just DC 14 deck save for all those guys, and then.
Okay, so let me go ahead and do these then. So
for those watching at home, does that thing in the back here look like the apparition of the fiend that the Press Gang opportunist ran into?
Why do you keep calling it a fiend?
Because I think it's a fiend, and nobody's told me otherwise.
Well, it's not a fiend.
An undead fiend. Or an apparition, or whatever. But anyway, is it the same guy?
Though.
Is it the same guy?
It looks like somebody in big guy in armor that they talked to. You're correct.
Right.
Okay, so it looks like the only person who made the dex save is the elf guy.
Okay, cool. And I don't know Gad's favorite color, but we're gonna say he outlines them all in green.
That makes sense. He's a turtle.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
So
Okay.
now all attacks against those guys who have advantage.
Gotcha. All right, Alan.
Alan the White.
I'm just gonna
Right?
I'm just gonna move over here so I'm outside of the cone of silence. I just speak in the words of magic, Delan Actus Feritos, and this white light sort of engulfs me, but then there's another sort of like just a spiral of white that completely surrounds me and stays there. So I'm not just white now. I'm glowing with all these other swirling lights. So I've cast Mage Armor on myself.
Nice.
And
good.
because it is an abjuration spell, and I'm an abjuration wizard.
Nice, you got the word.
I have a ward that protects me for an additional 16 hit points.
Pretty
Gotcha.
sweet.
Nice.
And my armor class is now 15 instead of 12.
Okay.
It's better.
All right. And is that it?
Yep, that's all. That's all I'm gonna do
Okay.
right now.
Oh, Yog.
All right, so Yog comes charging in.
Actually, I'm just gonna step over here in between these two pillars. Then I'm done.
And he will swing first at the gnome.
Okay. Now the gnome is looking at you with these really big eyes, and he's scared.
Look at
Nice.
Fucking.
He's trying to.
Remember
He's
what we're
trying
here
to.
for.
Oh, please,
This is an extraction mission,
He looks harmless.
but he's not. We know he's not. He's a fucking
No.
murderer of people.
So
Yog has got a soft spot. He feels bad.
Nope.
Nice.
He was playing with entrails when he came in.
That's true.
Entrails.
Okay, so how much did you do altogether?
That is
crit.
Yeah, he critted him.
That's a shitload of damage right there.
37 points.
Ouch.
Plus a whole bunch of radiant, right? And how much is that? It's radiant.
Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, I don't think this is right, actually. Let me see.
No, that looks right.
No, okay, yeah. So this
13
is
plus
this is
17. Yeah,
and
that's
then
right.
46. That's the 2d6 plus 1d8. 4d.
Yeah, because it's all dice.
Oh,
it's all dice. Yeah,
hold on. It is a little bit more. I forgot about one. I missed one thing. So it's actually 42.
42.
42.
Okay. Wham! You hit this gnome, send it basically like accordions down to the floor, and it's all kind of like just crunched.
All right. Then he'll turn to this fella here and swing again.
Okay.
This time we'll take a big swing.
That it?
That's 20.
See, you were stinking on rolls earlier. You're swinging them.
Yeah, I know, right? I've been saving it. All right, so
there
24.
You go. Yeah, that it clangs into this metal thing here.
Is he still
bang?
up?
Oh yeah, he's still up.
Question: did Yarg kill the gnome or no?
Don't know. It sure is crunched down onto the floor though.
All right. Well, so I need to know actually, because that.
Well, if you need to know, then actually you would have to stop, and you wouldn't get your second attack because you're going to actually investigate.
Well, no.
Okay.
What I mean is, so I have a feat that when I kill someone, I get a bonus attack.
It did not activate.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
That's...
There you go. So through the magic of mechanics,
right?
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, then that will do it.
All right. Altus.
Yeah. So I drop concentration on the silence spell, and then I will. I think I'm gonna just shoot a guiding bolt. Let me see if I can move her here. Let's see. Will that get me? I want to shoot guiding bolt at this guy here, aka the Gray Elf.
Okay.
I do not have advantage because he dodged Tory Fire, but that's okay. Guiding bolt. Here we go. And this is radiant damage, by the way, if it hits. Oh, Jesus. I'm guessing that doesn't hit.
No, it does not.
Yeah.
Well, hold on 1 second. Let me see.
Yeah.
It just barely.
No, it does miss. It does. Miss.
I figured. That's fine. Okay. Well, that's all I have at the moment.
Okay. Make sure. Okay, that's the one thing I need to. All right. And okay, let me go to. Okay. All right. So let's see. Oh, it's the gnome's turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So the
What's
crunch
this
down
crazy fucking
gnome
gonna do?
goes and just starts growing and hulk out and gets bigger. His hat falls off. And he actually like gets really big, and he gets so big that it pushes him out from the in between the two pillars, and it pushes that guy you just hit a little bit forward, and it pushes the guy you shot the radiant beam at to the side. So now he's actually behind that thing, and he like turns into this like hulking big. It's like his legs didn't get nearly as big as his big arms that like touched the ground, and his chest got really big and massive, and his head turned into like this slobbering brute of a face. And he's going to actually just straight up punch you there.
Yeah, so as he turns to Yogg, Yogg slams his club on the ground and just roars at him.
Well, the first one misses, I'm sure.
It does, yep.
Okay.
That
16
hits.
16 hits? Okay. He only hit you for 11, though.
Well, 5, really.
5.
Yeah, because you're raging.
That's
Okay.
I trade my AC for damage reduction. My AC is garbage.
Hey, you know what? As a barbarian, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. That's my thought.
Yeah.
And,
And then-
I don't have to go reckless thanks to Altus. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
at least they don't have advantage against me.
Nice work.
And
yeah.
then he he throws up
fuck.
on you. This green spray. Just
By the way, I've noticed that you finally used the Salus.
Yeah, it's this. It's
the same one that we never.
Yeah,
got to
we
see
never.
from Salus
It was an
because-
intimidation form before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
All
so
right, so I need a con save.
yes.
So this is a thing these fucking gnomes do. The family of.
They Hulk out.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so you just take the 6 damage.
So apparently Salus's last name was Banner.
Yeah, right.
Okay, excellent. All right, so that was her. Now, this guy, the gray guy, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, he gets out of the range. He you don't see him. He goes over that way. Yeah.
Moving that's cool.
Actually,
Out of range of what?
Oh, it's an
Very
instantaneous thing. It's not like a
no.
continuous.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have to
No,
worry
no,
about
no.
being fairy fire.
not fairy fire. He's out of your visual sight.
Oh, I
You
see.
guys down here can't see him now. He moved away.
Gotcha.
All right, and so I still have that aura on him that you guys, for whatever reason, can't see. One of these things.
I can see him.
You see that?
There's probably a part
Yep.
of him anyway.
You need like one step.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see him. So this thing comes over here and steps up to these gray guys. This thing that you hit with your second attack turns to attack you. And let's see here. And it's basically, it's going to punch you with its big old metal fists as well. So let's see here.
What is this thing?
Okay.
It looks like it has straw for arms. You can fight this. Yeah, you're fine.
Apparently, I can.
4. That's a 1 and a
There,
4.
that's what I
for those
wanted.
of
Okay,
you,
so it's-
listening on podcast wherever you listen to podcasts.
So as
Okay.
he tries to punch me, I just grab both fists and rip out his straw arm. Send the Tin Man next time. Scarecrow ain't getting it done.
He looks like he's straw, but he feels like metal. Yeah, and he only gets one attack, surprisingly enough, and it obviously does nothing to you.
All right.
Okay, so that's all of their guys, because this guy goes over here. Well, let me take an attack on one of these guys up here. Let's see what he gets. Oh yeah, he's gonna actually hit this guy right there, and that's gonna do. Okay, so that like metal man walks over and just straight up punches one of the
The Gray Elves?
gray elves that are over here that just like teleported in. So it's 3,
That's unexpected.
4.
Got some like Civil War type shit going on over here.
Well, they did say there was 2 factions.
Yeah.
So, and that's all of them. Okay, enemies 2. All right. So let's see here. 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to get attack of opportunity on him.
Their name is disconcerting.
Which one? Enemies?
Enemies, yeah. It's like, oh, maybe they won't be fighting us because they just got attacked by the metal guy, but they are enemies.
Yeah, they're trying to get the same guy we're after. And they're closer.
Okay, he missed him. Okay, so none of these other guys will have any attacks of opportunity. 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So there's 3 on him. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All the gray elves just start dashing forward, and that sewn together monstrosity just comes straight up to the the metal guy that was a toy a little bit ago, and he comes up to attack this guy right here, the metal guy. Let's see. Okay, so boom, boom. The first one misses. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! They both miss. It swings at him, and it just basically like blocks him with its arms.
At the risk of sounding gray elf racist, do any of these look familiar as Tobold Gurner murderers?
Go ahead and roll a perception. You guys can all
roll
do
a
that.
Perception because
Yeah.
I was
Yeah, you
specifically
can.
studying them.
So let's see here. 1, 2, 3. We're just gonna do those 3.
11.
Okay, so there's one hit. No, doesn't seem to be. Same thing for Yag. You can't really tell.
Okay.
They don't seem to be. Yeah. So they actually hit the. Let me roll damage. One of these gray elves come up and swings a scimitar into this guy here, the hulked out version of the gnome.
Now, on the off chance that he's concentrating on a spell, he's going to need a concentration check.
Yes, he would if he was.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's got to be his ability.
I'm just a half-orc barbarian. I don't. This is all Greek to me.
Okay, so I do believe that's all of them. And now the hologram kind of like steps to the side, so he's not like being.
We've already seen you for what you really are.
It looks like I'll be able to get 2 for the price of 1. Kill them as well.
And he points down at you guys.
Well, okay.
If I had a copper piece for every time I heard that.
Right? Okay, so it will be Gad with Axe's turn.
Yep. He is going to. Let's see here. Yeah. Get up here. And he is going to. I was checking the range on this here. I got distracted. Okay, good. So he is going to look at. We'll just say this guy right here. And he's going to sort of semi-whisper a strange series of sibilant noises that sound strange to the ears, but hopefully will have an effect on this fellow. So it's dissonant whispers onto this guy. And DC is 14. And it is, I'm guessing, wisdom. Usually it's wisdom.
Wisdom? Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't actually say in here, I don't think. But yeah, it's wisdom, though.
He fails.
Okay, so he takes 3d6. Whoa, hello. What did I just do? 1 sec. Okay, here we go. Roll 3d6. Ugh, are you serious?
Totally. He goes, ow.
Okay, well, he has to still use his reaction to run away as far as he can.
Okay.
Jesus. A 1, a 1, and a 2.
Yeah, that's good things, man.
Okay.
All right. Is Gad Rex doing anything?
Let me see if I think that is probably all he's going to do at the moment. Yeah, that's all he's got right now.
All right. Alar.
Okay. First I say, gentlemen, remember the mission.
Oops. I moved the wrong guy.
And there's a guy back here. There's a guy over here. Damn it. All right, I am going to cast.
Also, remember, guys, with melee weapons, you can do subdued damage.
Right. I'm going to cast Fireball over here.
Ooh, nice.
Which will get this guy, and everybody behind him. I don't know if it hits him. Let me just double check. Whoops, wrong thing. Hold on, that's not the right spot. Because I don't want to hit the kid. No, it does not hit the two guys below, but it hits everybody else, starting with this dude back.
Right.
So the three closest to the little gnome dude do not get hit. And
1, 2.
Hopefully you roll better than I did.
Yeah, right.
Much
Ouch.
Pretty good.
better. That's much better.
Okay, so 5 saves.
is that DC right? Hold on.
Yeah,
What is it?
It's the
It's going to be 11 plus your spell mod.
Yeah, that's right. My spell's +4, so that's 15. Okay.
Okay, and we're going to go from top down as far as, okay, he
Ooh.
fails.
Two guys made it.
He makes it, fails. Okay, so he fails, he takes 31. Plus the damage he already had. He fails, he takes 31. Let me just read one thing here.
And the other guys would take 15 if they made it.
So he takes 31. That guy right there is an illusion. He made it, so he takes 15. He has not been hit yet. Check on him.
And then I just walk over to this spot over here when I'm done. And I remind everybody, the mission, gentlemen. Remember the mission.
I have to remember that about them. Okay, and then this guy failed it, so he takes 31. He looks in a bad way, but he's not dead. Oh, and then this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I didn't get everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I got them all. 5. Okay, I got them all.
Because the illusion doesn't count, I'm sure. So.
Yeah, so this is the guy who actually takes 15. And then this guy takes 31.
Got it. And I walk slowly and deliberately over here, so those looking at me, which would not be Yogg, but he's already in a fine place,
right,
would notice. As I say, remember the mission.
Right. Got it. Okay. And speaking of, hey, Yogg, it's your turn.
So, yeah, Yogg, he rears back to take like a big overhead swing at the... How big is this thing now? The gnome, how tall is he? Can I reach his head?
10 feet.
10 feet, yeah. Okay, so
you can hit the top of his head. I mean, it's going to be at an angle, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean like club and overhead, and he's 6.5 feet, so it's just right at the face, forehead. And he hears Alar's words, but just in his super hyper violent focused state, it's too little, and he takes a big swing at the gnome, which is 16 to hit.
Ooh, 29.
Let me see. Ooh, that does not hit. Basically, what she does, it's not she, it's not Salas. It puts a big meaty forearm up, and actually the hammer part does it like blocks it.
Right.
So it is a...
And then on his second attack, he's able to kind of regroup himself, and this time he swings at the leg, trying to do non-lethal damage.
Okay. Oh, that hits.
Crit.
Yeah, that hits.
But that did not do the damage right. Fuck. All right, I'm gonna do a real quick something else because we're just gonna look at the damage for this because I know the damage is right here and we're gonna add 10 to it. Oh, but that's not critting now. Fuck me. Sorry, guys. 4, 6, 2, 3, 14.
Don't do that. Just roll the actual dice in the thing.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, no, it is right. I'm sorry. I'm looking at it wrong. It just didn't. It doesn't have any of my reroll stuff in there. So.
3d6 plus your strength. Yeah, that's right. So 29 plus 7, so 36. That's right.
It doesn't have the zealous in there, is what I'm.
So just roll a d8.
You know what? You know what? It doesn't have. I think it doesn't have a crit.
No, it does have it. Yeah, it's got a crit.
3d6 for what? Was it?
Yeah, what is the 3d6?
And then a 4d6 for the extra. Basically, it rolled a 4.
Oh, okay, the 46 is the crit.
Yeah, that's
okay.
the crit part.
Okay, and the 3d6 is 2d6 is weapon damage and 1d6 is the zealous.
Oh,
okay.
Okay, so it's in there. It's in there.
So then that.
Dude, it's 36 points of damage.
It's actually not either. It's substantially more. 14, 18.
Well, you should
29 and 18. Because those 3 ones get re-rolled. Like in the 7, the 46, how 3 of them are ones, those get re-rolled.
Where are the ones?
The 29 plus 7, that 7 is 46.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
She re-rolls the ones.
6, 2 is 14, 18, so it's 29. Oh, hold on, 29 and 30 and 18. 48. 48 damage.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to sweep the leg.
Yeah, well, you swept the leg all right. And his head smashes on the floor once you do.
There's a distinct crunch.
So you guys want to hear a true fucked up story?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll be real fast. So I know someone who went to prison. And while he was in prison, he met a guy. And the guy gets out on parole. And he's walking down the street one day. And this guy gets out of his car with a sawed-off shotgun. And 3 feet away, shoots him in the leg, at the knee, blows his leg clean off. Oof. And goes over, looks at him on the ground, writhing in pain, just got his leg shot off, and goes, "Oh shit, I thought you were someone else," and leaves.
Really?
Story gets better. The guy had just come from visiting a friend of his from jail, which consorting with a felon when you're on parole is a parole violation. Right. Goes back to jail.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
So as if getting your leg blown off once you got out of jail wasn't bad enough.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Leg blown off. Oh, shit, thought you were somebody else, and you're going back to jail.
I am so sorry. Please accept my apology. I'm going to go.
Yep. My bad, buddy. Maybe don't wear your hair like that. Just saying.
Right? No doubt. Oh, shit. Yep. Man, who the fuck do you roll with, buddy?
Fucking
people with bad luck.
Yeah.
At the very least.
I just got to say this much, man. Jairus, if I've ever said anything that's offended you at all.
Noted.
Okay, so that was the end of your turn, right? That was your second.
Yeah, that was my second. Unless he's dead. I'm assuming.
No. You definitely think you broke his leg, though. Okay.
All right. If it's still connected, then I'm not done.
Okay. Altus, it is your turn.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to run up. Okay, cool. I can get to just about here. Ugh, I don't know where. Hey, this is. Remember, I'm playing a good character. All right, so get up here. So that's his action, and that's his movement and action to run. But he is going to bonus action cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay, do realize you walked right up on this guy right there. I'm just pointing that out.
Yeah, I know. It's fine.
Okay.
Actually, I want to be here. So.
All right, cool.
Spiritual Weapon as a bonus action cast. if I can freaking open my sheet. Here you go. And it is going to be swinging at this fellow right here. The
one that just took the fire damage?
It's not fire, it's force, but yeah.
Yeah. No, that's totally fine.
And that's all he's got. That's action, bonus action.
He's down. He's down. We got a man down. All right, cool. All right. The gnome is really pissed that you just broke his leg. First, I need to roll to see if his...
As I imagine your friend was when his leg got shot off.
Oh, I didn't know that guy. This is an acquaintance of an acquaintance. Still, I'm keeping that story.
That's a good story.
We're going to call it your friend.
Okay, the vomit does not recharge.
Good.
But here comes the 2 punches at you.
Pepto-Bismol, fix that right up.
Oh,
Pepto-Bismol, if you'd like to be a sponsor, we would love to have
that
you.
hit.
And so
the
you
second
got
one missed.
so 6 and 6.
Wow, that was
you rolled a
the second one missed. Oh, that's right. So just
second one missed.
Yeah.
Second one missed. Okay, so that's that guy. My man here. Okay. he ran the fuck out of Dodge.
Went out the door.
Okay, so now this other, let's see here. Seeing as how you just stepped up into the action, but but you know what? He's going after Yag because he's supposed to be protecting his master, sort of thing. So, but you did hit it. No, you hit the other guy. That's right. Yep. Okay, so it only gets 1 attack though, so it's not like it's a super big deal. Okay. And that is a 22. I do believe will hit you.
Oh yeah, the 16 would have hit me.
Okay, so so 10 points. So you take 5.
All right.
Okay, it punches you. Bank. Okay, and I do believe that's this guy up here is going to swing on that guy. And misses. Okay, cool. So now it's the enemies. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, this guy comes up. So you got 2 guys attacking you.
Taking me. Yep.
Altus, yep.
Sure.
Okay, so here we go.
That's fair.
Those are both miss. Your AC is what?
18.
Yeah, totally missed. Okay, so there's those guys. This guy here is going to attack the... no. That accidentally misses. That guy's going to attack... I think that's going to be 2 hits. And how much does that do with each? Excellent. Okay. So okay, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 points of damage to this. Okay, it's still up.
Damn.
It hit who?
The big fleshy guy hit the metal toy.
Got it.
Okay. And I do believe that is all of those guys. Yes, because 2 of them have died. So that is all of those guys. All right, Gad the Axe.
All right. Gad is going to... Yep. He is, for the moment, just going to say to this fellow right here, you know, I've seen better complexions on things living under a rock, and he will be casting vicious mockery at it.
He's upset for 2 points.
If it okay, so yeah, if it and it has disadvantage on its next attack.
Gotcha. Help me remember that.
I'll try to remember. Just
me too.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that it?
I think that's it for him, yeah.
Okay. Alar.
Yeah, you said it right. 5, 10, 15, 20. I move here and say, again, gentlemen, I would remind you to remember the mission. And Gad, my friend, if you would please stay close, I would appreciate it. And then I cast. I'm gonna cast Magic Missile at first level, which is 4, right?
That's 3.
3. It's 3
All
darts.
right,
3.
fine. 1, 2, and 3 down below, so 1 of each.
Okay.
Let me mark this off.
So he's going to hit all 3 of them. Uh-oh, he froze.
He sure did. Choked under pressure.
He did. It's like,
Am I frozen,
it's such a
or
great
the rest?
plan.
There we
goes.
go. There we go.
There we
that's
go.
only
You're
1.
unfrozen now.
That's only 1.
There's
so that's
1.
3
3
to
to
the
the
first
metal
guy,
man.
which is the guy at the metal man. The guy
Yep.
next to him will be
2.
2. I should have just done all the same guy. And then 3
Focus
to the
fire,
guy
my
below.
friend. Focus fire.
Yeah, exactly.
And how much was to the last one?
3.
3.
Ooh, man, he looks really bad, though. He's like, oh. Okay. All right. And is that it, Alar?
Yes, sir.
Dun, dun, dun. Big stick. Yog. Do it. Do it now.
Yeah, he just sank his club so deep into this guy's leg, and he can't believe that he is still standing.
And I said, remember the mission once again.
Well, I mean, he's going for the leg. This is non-lethal.
That's fair.
Yeah, yeah.
The first attack was for the head, but after that, he was able to regain some composure. And he's swaying. So he's left-handed, so he's swaying like a baseball swing to the left, and now he has it on the other side, so he's swinging the other way and trying to work the inside of the leg instead of the outside of the leg now, and just targeting the same area. And
If I remember correctly, in real life, we are also both left-handed, you and I.
It must be.
Oh, stop the love fest
That
and
was
roll
a
the
sweet
dice.
moment. Don't ruin the sweet moment, all right?
Steve's left-handed too. He
That's
just
right.
No,
Steve-
no.
no.
I'm about as right-handed as it gets.
Yeah,
Was Michael?
that hits. I think Michael is. There's the lefties
No,
out.
Phil was. Phil was also left-handed, but
Oh, is that
now
what it
Phil
was?
is
Okay.
dead to us because he doesn't play anymore.
25 plus the
30.
6.
We love you.
Now,
Phil.
so the 1 there becomes a 6, so it's plus 5. So it's 30 points of damage.
30. All right. Let's see. Oh wow, he's looking really bad.
Good,
Crack.
good.
And he just
Knock
kind
him
of
the fuck
like,
out.
And it falls down. It's like you're like kneeling down now, and it's looking really bad. Just drool pouring out of its mouth, sort of thing.
I can take care of everything
liquid.
as long as he's unconscious.
Yep.
He
He
looks
looks
at him
like
and
he could be very soon. That was just one attack. You got another one.
Yeah, so he's looking at him. He's still on the ground. And he's like takes everything not to just like come down on his skull.
Just punch
So he
him.
steps on his other foot and comes down on his kneecap. So of the other leg.
All right.
Do I want to go big swing? I think I'll just go. Yeah, we'll go big swing. Go big or go home.
21.
That hits.
Woo. And that is, oh shit, it's actually a 26.
Yeah, he falls the fuck out.
Yeah.
That guy is. We're gonna use that little thing right there. You can barely even see it. Here, let me put that
So-
over here.
I would normally get a bonus action attack now. I would like to use that attack to instead grapple the unconscious guy and just grab him by the ankle and start walking out.
Yeah, you could do that totally.
Take your ball, go home.
Yeah, just literally just like got him by the ankle, just dragging him out. Like I came, I was told to get the gnome. I got the gnome.
Okay.
Don't go that far.
Right.
Don't go that.
Too late.
We need
He's there.
Altus. We need Altus.
Okay. Altus.
Yeah. So he kind of grasps his sort of sun-shaped holy symbol and mutters a few words of prayer to Pelor, and he actually casts around himself spirit guardians, and they take the form of sort of white sun-like icons moving around him. And of course, he makes obviously all of his friends, and he also makes the unconscious known safe from the spirit guardians, but everyone else is fair game.
Gotcha.
And he's kind of gonna he'll kind of scoot around this guy because that might. Let me get the radius on here. It's 15 feet radius. Ooh.
Don't go that way.
He'll risk an opportunity attack to get in between.
Don't go that way.
Well, just 1 sec.
I think because I can't. I don't. It's not my
you
turn
get
to
3
talk.
opportunity attacks. Gonna
Oh,
hit
that's right. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here.
Look at the balls on this guy.
This is the anti-Winden.
Right?
All right. What's
Okay,
that
so
17 equivalent to?
Say what?
So
That
you rolled a
modifier.
17 for one of them?
Yeah, that's one of the attacks. It's actually going to be a 20. It's this guy right here, that gray elf.
Will hit. So I guess we'll do damage for that guy.
Okay, so he's.
And I will have to make a con check in
Yeah,
a
the
second.
4 and the 7 need pretty high bonuses to hit, I imagine.
Well, if it's before you cast
11 points.
the spell, right? You're moving so you can cast the spell.
That's true. I'm kind of moving between everybody. I'll let Will roll on that. All right, so I took 8 damage.
Actually, it's 11.
Look, 11 damage. That's fine.
Yeah, he's got a bonus. I'm just adding it in after the fact.
Sure. All right, so okay. And so what's your ruling, Will? Am I doing a con check, or am I? He hit me before I started the spell. Up to you.
Well, you take your action, and then you
Not
know what?
necessarily.
I'll
I'd say
say
move
I'll say he
action.
hit you. Well, even if you're in the motion of casting, which you pretty much are at the same time, you would still
Sure,
have to.
That's fine. I'll do a
the-
con check. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully this won't drop, but it might because I'm not good at con. Here we go. Just need a 10 though. So
Yeah, 11.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay. So
There it is.
I now have Spirit Guardians running up in between all of these guys.
Got it. Okay.
And that will be. Oh, and I do have my bonus action to move the mace, so I will clobber.
Oh, and I didn't
Yeah.
put that out there for you.
It's
but
fine.
We'll just, yeah.
I forget what's the. Does anybody know? Is it a 20-foot movement I can do as
20.
a bonus?
20, yeah.
20.
Yeah.
20.
Okay, so if it was right there. Ooh, yeah. Can it?
Don't
get-
there's a guy right here too. Don't forget, right? It's
Oh, I
right
know.
now.
But he's
Okay.
going to be in the radius of Spirit Guardians.
Yes.
Does this guy? Can I get the mace here to pummel him?
Sure. We'll just say
Alright.
that it's yeah.
Great. So I will roll that. Sorry, it's taking me so long here.
No, it's fine.
alright.
There should be a button for like redoing this, but anyway, spiritual weapon. Ba-boom. There you go. Oh wait, no. Ba-boom. There you go.
There we go.
That hit. And it is enough
Yeah.
because that guy took damage from the fireball and all that different stuff. He goes down.
Nice work.
Okay. So now that's
Okay.
everything.
Okay. So now it's the gnome's turn. So this guy's going to have to make a saving throw. Which
Non-lethal
It's
damage.
non-lethal damage, yeah. So he's just knocked the fuck out. I
No,
mean,
not
he
that
made the
guy.
saving
It's
throw
it's
anyway.
just his turn. He's unconscious. Nothing's happening to him. I'm talking about his the metal guys that are
Oh.
working.
They're still
So
up.
So he makes the save. So how much
Yeah,
damage?
I guess it's half on these, right? 'Cause
Half.
a
Yeah, it's
legendary
half
spell,
on save. Yep.
So, all right, cool.
It's 3d6, right?
Yeah, it calculated. Let's just go with that 14 when I first clicked it. So it's 14
Okay, so he'll
radiant
take
damage.
7.
Now those constructs are still up, even though he's knocked the fuck out.
Yes.
Ooh. All right.
Is he still like giant, by the way, or did he revert?
No,
back?
after you knocked him unconscious, he went.
Good. All right.
Yeah, so you got him tucked up.
In that case, I'm not dragging him. I'm
still
carrying him by an ankle.
Yeah, that's even funnier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like slung over my back like a sack of potatoes.
Right. Okay. And then this gnome up here, since you're walking away with its guy, it turns and it's going to try to come down this way. 5, 10, 15, 20. And so two things are going to happen here. One, the fleshy dude's going to swing on him.
Does Wyndham get attack of opportunity also?
No. Well, what's happening is he's he was already in the. I need to roll his save.
Yeah, I was gonna say he needs to roll a save.
So here's his save. We'll start that.
Oof.
So he makes that.
He made it, so he takes 7. Man, these are some wise constructs.
Yeah, right.
40.
Just specifically against spirit guardians.
Right? Okay,
They're
and it's gonna get
millionaire.
it's gonna get an attack of opportunity on it from the fleshy dude,
Fleshy.
which is gonna hit him for.
Oh, and remember, when they're moving through the spirit guardians, they're at half speed. So.
Oh, that's right. So I'll move him back.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
4. So let's see.
Clerics are
9.
awesome. More people
Let's
should play
see.
clerics.
So, actually, when it goes to move and it turns and moves, and basically the fleshy thing it just drills them in the back and it knocks its head off and it kind of like falls to the floor and falls apart. Okay, so that's them. Now it's the enemy's turn. So now we need. Okay, I've got 1, 2. Oh, there's only 2 of those guys left. And the flesh guy is in there as well. Okay, so I need 3 saving throws. Well, that was just a 1, so okay. Okay, so your DC is what?
My DC is 15, I believe.
15, right? That sounds right.
15,
And this is a wisdom saving throw,
Wisdom
correct?
saving throw, yeah.
Okay, so no, and yes. So flesh guy didn't, this guy didn't, but this guy did.
Okay, so 14 for the guys who didn't, yeah.
Okay, so 40.
And it's radiant if that means anything.
To somebody, but not these guys.
Okay.
Where'd that elf go? That great fucking elf.
And then he made it, so he's only going to take half. There we go. All right, cool. All right.
So I'm really wishing I just rolled a barbarian for my main character. This is
Barbarians are awesome. I love
so much damage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially the zealot barbarians are great.
Right?
Okay, so this fleshy thing steps up to you, dude.
Sure.
No.
And it was able to move the whole distance with its movement and everything? With the half speed?
Because it was just like right here.
Okay.
Yeah. So here comes 2 attacks on you.
Sure.
What's your AC? Those are 2 hits.
18. So both of those hit, I'm guessing?
Yeah, because I haven't put any of the modifiers into it.
I didn't think so.
Okay, so we're going to add 8 to this.
Sure.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so he just did 29 points of damage. He walked up and went, boom, boom.
Okay. All right, so I'm doing 2 separate con checks, so because that's a hit and a hit. So
Correct.
First, let me take the damage off. So minus 21. Okay. Not great, but that's fine. Okay, so first con check would be for, what is his plus? Is it plus 4 to his? What's that?
So let's see. The first hit was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you got a 13 and a 7, 8, 9.
Okay, so they're both 10. They're both the DC's 10 for both then. Okay.
No, they would be higher. It's DC it's half your damage.
10 or half the damage.
Correct. So they're both 10. Yeah. So they're both 10.
Yep.
You can do it.
So first one. Okay. And second one. Okay, so I lose concentration after the second hit.
Yep.
Okay, Spirit Guardians drops then.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Now the two elves, 5, 10, 15. He's not close enough. 5, 10. One is close enough to get up on you, Alar. And here it goes.
So their movement isn't halved anymore either.
Nope.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Sorry, Alar.
Well, you know what? This is all happening, Simo.
Okay.
Sure. So I'm going to say it's still for this round. So you do get one hit.
I say Avaras Matrosovs and cast shield.
Yeah, you do.
And he doesn't hit me because with the 15 that I already have, that's a 20 now to hit.
Does that do anything to your?
Okay, I'll let you know.
Yes,
before you cast it, his actual roll is 21. He's got +3, so it wouldn't work. So you don't want to cast that.
Yeah, forget it.
Okay.
I won't waste this spell.
And he did 6 points of damage to you.
All right. Well, he did 6 points of damage to my ward anyway.
There you go. See, you're so worried. Okay. So, damn, that's all of them now. Okay. So, Gadwood Axe.
Yeah. He is going to. Let's see. I'm trying to. I wish he had.
Closer to
okay.
me.
Yeah. He's going to cast Shatter at the fleshy thing up here. He's going to put it so that it doesn't hit Aldous, though.
Okay.
And that's a con save. It's probably going to be really good at, but oh well.
Probably. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Let's see what happens here. Adds 4 minutes. Okay.
Okay. Well, it still takes 5.
Yeah.
And that's a bonus action. Oh, wait. No, you can't do that. Never mind. Yep. So that's it.
It shoots over there, blows up behind him, and it blows chunks of his flesh off, goes flying away, but it doesn't seem to be even concerned that it happened. It's got shrapnel all embedded in its back now. Okay, Alar.
All right. I didn't want to use this yet, but I will. So I'm a smart guy.
Yeah, that's what I hear. That's the word on the street.
And while interrogating, for those of you who didn't watch episode 24, Interlude, while interrogating these guys after they killed Tobot Gurner, I asked if they were Fae or Fiends, and they scoffed at me. And they've also scoffed at being elves.
Yes, they did.
I am going to cast right over, here, basically. So I'm in there, and this little fucker is in here, although nobody else is at the moment.
We kind of occupy the same space. I'm just carrying him.
So I'm gonna cast Magic Circle. Which gives me a 10-foot radius and a 20-foot tall cylinder of magical energy centered on that point. And undead cannot enter that circle. And if they're in, nobody's going to get pushed out because they're not already in there. The creature can't willingly enter the circle by non-magical means. If the creature tries to use teleportation or interplanar travel to do so, it must first succeed in a charisma saving throw. The creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets within the cylinder. Targets within the cylinder can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by the creature. When you cast a spell, you can have to cause its magic to operate in the reverse direction, preventing a creature specified form leaving the circle, which nobody's in there, so no. And then also the spiraling white magic that's currently going around me gets a little bit brighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I gain 2 more hit points to my.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah.
You're really gonna hate me, man. I'm so sorry I have to say this.
Do it, Steve.
The casting time for it's a minute.
Oh fuck!
No.
You're right.
Really sorry.
Yeah, I didn't look at that.
Me.
Nope. So I don't. Can I retcon that? What a shitty spell! I wouldn't have picked it if I read that.
Well, it's a good spell if you are prepared
great
ahead of
spell.
time. It's just not great right in the middle of battle. That's all.
No, that's a good point.
And you know,
bring up.
I
But that
will.
is like very specific because it's only undead to also.
No, you can choose.
have
You
to-
can
Yeah, you
choose
could choose
Earth.
fiend or.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
And you know what? That is so awesome. But you know your spells. I'm not going to totally screw you that way.
Yeah,
so that's
I would
fine.
not have cast that.
Yeah, you wouldn't have.
So because I'm
He
not
may have
used
started to and then be like, wait a minute, what am I doing?
So instead,
And don't forget, it uses 100 gold pieces worth of powdered silver to cast that as well.
I got 100 gold pieces. Take it out of the bank. I am just going to then disengage.
Yeah. Okay.
Step over here.
And
And
yell
say-
at Altus, we are
say-
leaving.
Yeah, I say, Altus, my dear fellow, if you would please hurry up and join us over here. It is time to go.
All right.
And that's it.
Okay.
The magic circle would have been awesome if it worked.
It would have
the way I
been.
wanted it
It so would have been.
to.
All right. Yag.
So Yag is heading for the door and he
No,
looks back.
fucking stay where you are.
Well, that's what he was doing. He's making his way that way, and then he looks back and.
Since I
he's
stand here, I would have
got Gads
grabbed
with him
onto
and,
your cloak or your shirt or whatever.
But yeah, so he's got Gad and Alar with him, but he sees Altus. He's far away, and there's a number of enemies between him and them. So he hands the gnome to Alar and hold this.
Which he doesn't do anything,
It just
so the
drops.
just drops to the
Yeah,
floor.
I'm like, ow, God, fuck, ow, that's heavy. It weighs what, 30 pounds? Come on.
It's just the one hand, and then he twirls the club and comes up with a big swing at the elf here. Actually, it's just a regular swing.
Yeah.
So I just stand over the gnome child that's on the ground.
They weren't.
That'll
I'm
hit.
gonna go reckless. I apologize.
It hits. 18 would have hit.
18.
It was still this reckless, and that is 15 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I will do it again if he's still up.
Oh, yeah, he's still up. It hurt him, but whoa.
And
Ooh,
12.
Natural.
yeah.
Oh, that was a 12, yeah.
Okay.
And then he's just going to take a deep breath and recover two hit points.
Nice.
Is he part fighter?
Altus.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Wait, Altus isn't feeling too well.
We
He
need
is
you
first
here,
going
Altus.
to cast. Actually, no, he's not going to do that. Okay. What he's going to do, he's going to use his action to disengage from the fleshy monster.
Nice.
And then he's going to run as far as he can get.
Right.
What's
That's
this
so
button?
close.
Sorry.
Will that work?
Right about here.
Oh,
And-
no, it won't.
And he is going to use a bonus action to healing word himself.
Gotcha.
So bonus healing word, and he gets back 8 hit points. Okay,
Nice.
Nice.
that's it for
All
me.
right. No, there's nobody left because those. Oh no, that thing's still right there. Okay, it comes up, and it actually is going to attack this guy that's right in front of it to try and get towards its dude. That's going to hit him. Okay. Dun. So let's see here. So 12. That might be enough. Yep. Okay, so he walks up and it basically kills that gray-skinned gnome elf from behind. Just walks up and boom, it hits it on the top of his head and drives his head in between his shoulders.
Hey, thanks, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, right? Okay. But that was it for that. So now they get to go. This guy freaks out and he attacks the thing next to it, the iron guy, and he misses.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, and now the flesh guy. Oh, where is he at? There he is. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's chasing you, Altus.
Oh, great. He could actually knock me out here.
Let's see. Yeah, I just gotta. Okay, just so you know, these attacks come at +7. Just so you know.
I can still help.
Plus
I can still do this.
7.
Yep.
Okay, the second one will hit.
One's gonna hit.
Second one hits. So that does, and this is going to be +4.
Okay.
So
8
8 points of damage altogether.
Okay.
Just undo your heal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Fine. So I did it.
That heal was a great idea. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Now it's Gadwood Axe's turn.
Gadwood Axe is going to actually cast a bonus action healing word as well.
Yep.
God, I keep clicking the wrong freaking windows.
This is why we made you run Gad. So we didn't have to worry about it.
Right?
Altus will take another 7.
Nice.
Okay. And then Gad he knows the drill, so he's kind of going to waddle on over to near.
Gotcha.
Yep, healer. And
Okay.
no, that was his bonus action. Sure, screw it. He's gonna He's gonna cantrip. Jesus Christ, mocking.
That other dude.
Vicious mockery at that dude.
Well, he used his bonus action with healing word, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
but that's
cantrip.
vicious mockery is an action.
Oh,
It's a
right. Yeah, it is. Sorry.
So this guy has to save 14 or take 4 psychic.
And basically, all he does is just start telling one of his stories.
I don't think it'll come to it, but if it does, that dude will now have disadvantage on his next attack.
Gotcha. Okay. Alar, I will say this much, Alar, you could start the scroll and save the last part.
I know, but he's a little too far.
Well, you can
No,
hold
that's
your action
basically
until we're within.
exactly. So basically, what that means is once he's in range, you
Okay.
can set it off.
Then that's what I will do.
Okay. All right. So then, Yag.
Yag is going to go and try to grab this guy right here, Gray Elf. So it's an athletics check versus his athletics or acrobatics.
Yes, and he's going to get a +3 to his roll.
And I have advantage because I am.
Oh, he got it. Yeah, you got him.
Yeah.
If we could just move back to my turn quickly as a free action, just yell, "Gentlemen, I need you both a little bit closer, please."
He just went over and grabbed the guy.
What he did was he
knows
he
got him and brought him back.
But he went up and grabbed this elf, and we're bringing him back with us now.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
move.
Yeah. Altus.
Yeah, obviously I'm running over here.
And
Disengaging and running over here.
Gotcha. And then as you run within the parameters, the spell goes off. There's a flash of light, and then you are now in the courtyard of that you're not in the courtyard of Talvin's estate. It actually teleported you to the courtyard of the watch compound for Radagast City. Remember where you guys went to the jail?
Yep.
So there's a bunch of watch guys there that come running in to help out with subduing the Gray Elf.
I also say we need to gag and tie up the hands of this gnome as well.
Okay. All right. Well, we will, and for expediency's sake, we will go because we ran way the fuck over.
It was fun though.
It was. So, you guys succeeded in your mission. You captured the
Axe Beak. Succeed at a mission,
right?
Yeah,
How
right.
that went?
That was good. Yeah.
Axe Beak was captured, and you guys got to capture one of those
That was a great job,
elves.
Good job, Yog.
Yeah.
So there you guys go, and for everyone, that is the next week, or because we still everybody's still available. At least you guys are for next Tuesday, right? I know the holiday stuff's starting to come up, so okay. So next week on Tuesday, we will be going back to Silverwolf and the guys in Kinmeet and seeing what the fuck happens to their asses. This ends the interlude of what's going on with some of the other forces in the area and in the county of Urnst. Very interested in things.
What do we learn? We'll find that out at a later date.
Yeah, because you don't know what information comes from those guys that were captured. You don't know. So, but that's it. Hey, I want to say thank you to everybody for watching the 25th episode of Return to the Bandit Kingdom.
Yeah,
thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for sticking around for the longer episode, and we had a blast.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yeah, and that's true. Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving, and again, as always, thank you for watching. If you know a friend that likes anything along Greyhawk or just really good D&D, tell them about it.
My wife has actually been promoting the show. Can you believe that? She's never watched it, but yeah.
I was going to say promoting, watching not so much.
Yeah, but she'll ask other people to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, excellent. All right, thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Good night.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Don't bother with your plan now. I'm only gonna fuck it up. Time to let your hair down. We're gonna mix it up. You think the fight's over? It's only just begun. You can bet on these hobbits, or I can fuck them up. It's half-a-killing season. Don't worry, I got this, bros. You can call it secret treason, but it's in honor of Three Toes. I tell you my reason, but you get in my way. So I'll go secret treason, I'll do it anyway. I want the treasure and gold, no survivors left alive. I don't expect a thank you, well maybe just a high five.